Sunday. Hello, everybody. Happy Easter. Hi, guys. How are you all today? How was your weekend? Tell me all about it. How's your day going? I hope that everybody had an absolutely fantastic weekend. It's very good to see you all again. Hi, everybody. How are you? How was your weekend? Me personally, I had a really cool weekend. I had an absolutely awesome weekend, all things considered. How are you guys doing? How was your weekend? Happy Easter if it's a holiday that you celebrate. If you don't really celebrate, then I hope that you can still have a wonderful day regardless. Me being an ex-Catholic, I don't really celebrate like Easter in a traditional sense, but I do still, like, I don't know, I still will see family and have like a nice dinner. It's kind of just like a general holiday for me. But it's pretty nice still. I'm still happy to be able to celebrate the day with my friends and my family. Hello. Thank you very much for following Big Black Beefy, and also Chaos Zeal. Thank you very much for the resub.
Hello.
I hope that you guys are having an absolutely wonderful day, and thank you for deciding to pop into my church today. Hello. Also to you as well, Rose of Nyx. May you be blessed, and thank you very much for deciding to join the church today. Me personally, now I guess I'll just start by talking about my weekend. As you go ahead and tell me about your weekend and stuff. Rose of Nyx says, "Hi, I was browsing and I saw you. Your model is so pretty." Thank you. I appreciate you a lot. I hope that you're having an absolutely wonderful day. And I appreciate the fact that you I appreciate the fact that you find me pretty. So, okay, what did I do this weekend? And as you all tell me about what you did this weekend, because I would so love to hear it. I always love hearing about your guys' days, your guys' weeks. As always, looking forward to hearing about it. Chaos Seal says, yes, when the Easter Bunny rose from the grave. Yeah, of course, that's why we that's why we celebrate it, because we found all of the Easter Bunny's eggs on this day. Yay! Actually, I'd love to ask, do you guys have any, because it's a holiday, do you guys have any fun, like, Easter memories or anything like that? Me, being Mexican, and growing up, within a Mexican family, we would always do, like, evil Easter eggs, like Easter eggs that either had like yolk still in them, or maybe it wasn't yolk but it was filled with flour, and if it wasn't filled with flour, it was filled with glitter or confetti, and you would just be shedding glitter and confetti for days. And we would invite like all of my nieces and nephews and have my tias and tios over and all this stuff, even some of the neighborhood kids. If like the neighborhood kids didn't have big families, we would invite the neighborhood kids over because my dad had a pretty big backyard, and we would have like evil Easter. So that was like kind of fun. I don't know. Rich says that might just be a you thing. I never did that growing up. I feel like it was really popular, like with other Mexican families that I knew. They would also do like similar ways to celebrate. Ow, thank you. Evil Easter sounds pretty cool. Evil Easter was a lot of fun. As a kid, I was very much, I think I might have told you all about this before, but growing up as a kid, I really had a very like, how do I say it? I had a very like princessy way of like being, I guess. When I was a little girl, I wanted to be a princess so bad, and I wanted to be treated that way. So I hated things like Easter, where it was people like crushing eggs on top of everyone's heads, and seeing like who could get the most dirty and stuff like that, because I didn't want to do with any of that kind of thing. I wanted my nice little dresses to remain nice little dresses. So I was a prissy little kid. I didn't really enjoy Evil Easter, but I liked being able to find eggs, and I liked, getting little treats. Of course, like growing up Catholic, I did have to go to like Sunday Mass, for Easters. And then also, hold on, this is a completely separate story. Growing up, I want to say I was in like 4th or 5th grade. Way too young to be seeing this kind of thing. But when I was in 4th or 5th grade, I had to watch like a live crucifixion reenactment, and it fucked me up. It was fucking terrifying. They had like an actor pretend to be Jesus, and people were like, they would like fake flog him, and they like fake hung him on a cross. A really fucked up thing to watch, to make kids watch, to be honest. I don't think that my parents thought that was going to be happening. I'm sure if my dad knew it was an entire like live live recreation of a crucifixion, he wouldn't have let it slide. But I went to a really weird school, and they did it every year. And my parents only made me go the 1 year because they realized, oh shit, this one's a little fucked up, huh? And I'm sure there were warnings. I'm so sure that there were warnings, and they just didn't fucking pay attention. So yeah, I had to watch a live reenactment crucifixion, and then the church service afterward was, I remember it being like very guilt trippy. Very guilt trippy. They were very much like, this is what happened, this is why he died for you, and yeah. There's lots of reasons why I'm an ex-Catholic, and that kind of popped into my head given that it's Easter today. Hope that none of you ever had to watch that, by the way. I also had to watch Passion of the Christ for many, many years in a row around Easter, like before the spring break holiday. That was very common in my middle schools and high schools and stuff. So I've watched like the Passion of the Christ like maybe 5 times total in my life. Way too many times to sum it up. Let me see. Scrolling up. Bowtie says, hold up, what? My school did a reenactment, but it wasn't like gruesome or anything. It was pretty gruesome. And maybe it's because I was really young when I watched it, but like, and so maybe my mind is kind of making it out to be worse than what it actually was. But I remember being fucking terrified. I remembered like genuinely shaking in my boots. I remember full on being traumatized after that service, but it could have just been me being way too young to watch something like that. Let's see, scrolling up, Wolf Poison says, OMG 3D May, hello Wolf Poison, how are you today, my friend? I hope that you were having a fantastic day. Scrolling up, Booty and Hale says, I won't lie, I've done evil Easter before, although mine was more demonic, because I once smashed a rotten egg on my half-brother's head. That's so evil. But you know what? I do think that there was rotten eggs 1 year. Not a year that I was participating. I think I was like older by that point. I was like 15 or 16, so we would just like invite all of the family kids over and have them do like most of the Easter egg hunts and stuff. But yeah, 1 year there was rotten eggs. I do remember that. A couple kids ended up having to take showers at my family house. Okami says, I see that every year multiple times, and I see Judas hanging from a tree too. It's metal as fuck. Now, Judas hanging from a tree is not something that I had to watch at any of like my Easter recreational services as a kid. That is fucking crazy. That's nuts to me. Rich says, if I was forced to go through that, I'd stop being Catholic myself. Fair enough. And listen, that's just me. I'm just talking about my Easter experiences. If you are religious, feel free. I'm very happy for you. My church is just a metal church. You can. It's just a music church. You can only have to be here if you love music. You could be whatever religion that you want. I do not mind. So long as you like music, you're welcome in my church. Numsy says, OMG the Nun-Milf. Hi, how are you today, dear? I hope that you were having a fantastic day. Thank you for coming in today. Bearmount says, I set up a small Easter egg hunt for my nephew this morning and made him a basket of some toys and snacks. Aww, that's so cute. I like that. I like that you were able to give your younger family members something like that. That's lovely. Rose of Nick says, never seen a reenactment even though I went to a Catholic private elementary school. That's interesting. So they weren't like, maybe it's because of the school that I went to, but they were very much guilt trippers. In that way, they were very much like, this, you should feel bad. You are the worst thing in the world. You are all of the sin in the world, and Jesus died for you because you are the worst ever. That's the kind of environment that I grew up in. Wolf Poison says, hello, I'm doing wonderful, just enjoying our lovely pagan holiday and celebrating the lovely goddess Ostara. And that sounds absolutely wonderful. I hope that you have an absolutely positively wonderful day. Enjoy a nice feast, whatever your cultural ceremonies are. I hope that you have a lovely time. Bodie and Hale says, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a regular member of the Church of Satan. Also, I've got a familiar contract with the Lord himself. Good for you, King. I'm happy for you. So long as you have something in your life that gives you purpose and motivation, it doesn't matter if it's religion or if it's community, anything like that, I'm simply happy for you. It can be whatever the hell you want. Klein says, IT Tech where? Oh, he's actually right over here. He'll probably chat a little bit because we saw a really fantastic movie last night, and I'm sure he has some thoughts about it. But we'll talk about that in a little while. Rit says, I went to Sunday school for only a single year, and I hated it. As a kid, I thought, why do I have to go to school on the weekend, too? Me too. For freaking sure. I had to do Wednesday after school, like, church services, and then I would have to do, like, the Sunday school as well, and I fucking hated it, dog. I even, for a couple years, too, before that friend moved to, like, Texas or something, I had a friend, her dad was, like, a pastor, and so if I went to sleepovers, with her, then I would have to do, like, Saturday, Sunday, fucking church as well, and it sucked. It sucked! Wolf Poison says, thank yous. Also, I apologize. I've been quiet on the... No problem at all. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. You have nothing to feel bad about, friend. I understand that life gets busy, and also it's the weekend. You are probably out and having fun stuff. And then speaking of going out on the weekend and doing a lot of fun stuff, hey. What was that for? Why? So actually, let me tell you guys about my weekend. If you'd like to tell me about your weekend as well, feel free. But yesterday I went to a candle making class. I'm not sure if any of you guys have ever, like, made candles or anything like that before, but yesterday I went to a candle making class, and that was pretty cool, actually. Vivid says, no, I shall lurk. Fair enough. I hope you have a lovely lurking session. But me, so yesterday I went to why? I'm still talking! Yesterday I went to a candle making class, and it was less of, like, how to make candles and more of you make a couple of candles at the class, and it's more of like an olfactory sensation kind of deal, where they had you sniff through like 50 cents, and then you could 50 so cents. There were a lot of numbers missing, so it wasn't exactly 50, but there was around maybe 40 cents. And you would go one by one and sniff a bunch of things, and then you could choose like 2 fragrances that you liked the most. I made like a lemony, grapefruity, kind of super fruity candle, and it was really awesome. I think that my candle turned out really good. And then my candle was named Lemon Delight. We were listening to the Devil May Cry 5 soundtrack on the way over to the candle making class. I went with a couple of my girly friends, my girly pups. And so I had Bury the Light in my head, and I wanted to make kind of like a lemonade-y or like fruity kind of name for my candle. And it's because Bury the Light was in my head. I always thought about the Bury Delight meme, and I was like, oh, Lemon Delight. And so I named my candle Lemon Delight. Rich says, how many phallic-looking candles did you spy? Well, they were actually pretty like it was a pretty on the rails class. Like, they had glasses for you to pour your candle into and things like that, so you wouldn't really we didn't really have like a lot of liberty in like the shape or the color or anything. It was mostly like making your own scented candle kind of class, but it was still a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it personally. I think it was pretty nice still. Hi, Pumpkin Cat Yeesh! How are you, my friend? I hope that you are having a fantastic day, and thank you for being here. But yeah, so we went to like a candle making class, and that was pretty cool. My friend made a candle that was called Gnome Party because it smelled like the floor of a forest, and that was pretty cool. My other friend made a candle called Pie on the Windowsill because it was very vanilla-y and confectionery, and she also used like the lemon fragrance, and so it was like a lemon meringue pie on the windowsill. So she made Pie on the Windowsill. My other friend made a candle called Gnome Party. My other friend made a candle, oh my god, what was her candle called? I don't remember what my other friend's candle was called, but she made another kind of like floral, outdoorsy kind of candle smell. I don't remember what the heck it was called, but we all had like cute little candle names. And then after, we went running around to like 4 different thrift stores, and I don't know. So, how many of you in the chat here, how many of you like to go thrifting? How often do you guys go thrifting? Have you guys ever been thrifting? What's your experience with thrifting? Do you like doing it? Do you do it often? Not really. What's your guys' take on thrifting before I talk about my what we went through at the thrifting stores? Pumpkin Cat Niche says, hello, you're the most wonderful shining star, the most cute and adorable star. Thank you. You always leave the kindest messages for me, Pumpkin Cat Niche. I hope that you are having a positively wonderful day. In fact, I'll give you a little kiss about it. Mwah! Thank thank you for your kindness always, dear. Let's see. Rose of Nick says, my weekend was chill. Saw my boyfriend on his day off from work. I gleaned a little bit around the house yesterday. Been chilling for the most part. That sounds absolutely wonderful. I'm glad to hear that you had a nice chill weekend. Everyone needs those from time to time, and I'm glad that you heard that. Ritz says, what would the official scent of the church be as a candle? So I actually wanted to make like a church scented candle, but because I was with like my IRL friends, I didn't want to like, I don't know, I didn't want to like involve like, I try very hard to not talk about my Twitch stuff with my IRL friends, unless I'm like unless I feel like I've been given the green light to do so. Like they bring it up first, then I'll talk about it. I just hate like talking too much about the stuff I do online with my friends because I don't want them to think I'm like super conceited or anything. So I didn't make a church scented candle, but if I had to, I probably would do like dried rose or like kind of herby dried floral scent, and then maybe with like a little bit of a musk. I'm not sure what kind of musk, but I'm thinking of like a florally musky kind of scent to kind of, you know, like the damp church vibes. That's kind of what I want to give. So maybe like a petrichor kind of scent with like a floral scent. I think that would be a very nice churchy kind of smell. I think that sounds nice. Cheeky says, have fun, y'all still gonna drop by, say smile. Thank you, Cheeky. I hope that you have a nice rest of your day. Wolf Poison says, thrifting is low-key hella fun. I'm glad you like it. Brainrot says, I've been a few times. I think it's pretty cool. Rose of Nick says, thrifting is fun. I got a book from a series that I read in middle school and can always end up finding really cute things. Hell yeah! Bowtie says, I once found a cute picture of a block of feta cheese at Goodwill that says, you feta believe it. Wait, that's awesome! I want a you feta believe it candle. That sounds really awesome. I would love that, actually. That sounds really cool. I like that. That's sick. I want a you feta believe it. Haunted Portrait says Herbie fully loaded set? Maybe. Wait, if we're talking about Herbie fully loaded, Haunted Portrait, did you know that Herbie's arch nemesis is Horus the Hate Bug? I think about Horus the Hate Bug all the time. I think it's the funniest fucking name for a villain car ever. So funny. But anyway, we were talking about thrifting, thrift stores. That was generally what I asked about for my chat. Oh, thank you! I appreciate you for being here, Nocturne 2047. I hope that you're having an absolutely fantastic day, and welcome into the church. Thank you for being here. Booty and Hale says, I've been to a candle making session just over a decade ago, although it was hell on my allergies, but I made a ginger lavender eucalyptus candle for my grandma, and she still has it unopened on her bedside table, and I called it Demonic Heart. Aww, that's pretty cute. I like that. That's really nice, actually. Haunted Portrait says, what the fuck? I'm looking that up. Oh, about Horus the Hate Bug? Horus the Hate Bug is one of my favorite, villain names ever. It's so funny. Herbie is, like, a spy car from the 1960s, and his arch nemesis is named Horus. Herbie and Horus, arch nemesis forever. Herbie the Love Bug and Horus the Hate Bug. Big fan of those naming conventions. But anyway, back to the main topic that I brought up first, thrifting. Personally, I find that, like, thrift shopping for me is really hard because I'm really short, so anything that I find at a thrift store has to be hemmed, and because I'm so short, I feel like I'm kind of weirdly shaped, and it's super hard to find things that I like, that, like, are fun. So when I go thrift shopping with my friends, they always want to go and look for, like, the clothing and stuff, and I will usually go off and I'll look at, like, the books and the house stuff, or the toys, little things like that. Wolf Poison says, okay, I'll tolerate you. Now I gotta know. Everybody already knows. I'm 4'11". I lied on my driver's license and I said I was 5 foot. It's a thing. Don't worry about it. Stop bringing it up. But anyway, I typically, like, my friends will like to go thrift shopping so they can, like, go clothes shopping. I will go thrift shopping mostly so that I can look at junk. And I didn't really find any junk that I wanted yesterday. I was not having a fruitful day at the thrift store. Every single thrift store we went to, my friends made an absolute fucking killing. And I, like, nothing. Absolutely nothing. We went to, like, 4 different thrift stores, and I found 0 things that I wanted at all of them. And I feel generally, that's my experience with thrift stores. I never really find shit I want from the thrift store. And if you do like thrifting, what's your favorite thing that you've ever gotten from the thrift store? Except for Bowtie, who has a block of feta cheese, a cute picture of a block of feta cheese that says "You feta believe it," which is fucking awesome, and I love that. I think the best thing that I've ever gotten from the thrift store is there's this really cute skirt, and it's like 2 sizes too big for me, but it's like the perfect shade of pink, and it's like my office skirt. I wear that skirt to work every day, but over the summer, I lost 30 pounds. I'm 30 pounds down, and now the skirt, is just constantly falling off of me, which absolutely sucks because I want to be able to wear my favorite skirt, and I got it for like $2 at Savers on the 50% off day. So I want to wear it, but I can never wear it anymore because now it just falls straight off on my body. And because it's a skirt, it doesn't have belt loops either. So it always just kind of looks stupid on me now. And I'm sad. Rose of Nyx has safety pin it, which is a good call. I'm just lazy. But you are very smart, and I should just safety pin it, or at least get it taken in somewhere. Like Ritz just says, take it somewhere to get it adjusted. And you're right, I could do that. But because it's a $2 skirt, I guess I don't really want to spend money getting it adjusted. I used to know how to sew back when I was really into cosplaying, but I don't remember shit. And I also don't have a sewing machine anymore. I gave it away to one of my friends. So there's I don't know. Also, Ghost, welcome to the church. Thank you for being here, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Welcome into the church. Feel free to lurk if you feel like being quiet today. Booty and Hale says, I used 2 of the things I'm allergic to, ginger and lavender, but my suffering was definitely worth my grandma's constant smile and happiness. Aww, that's so cute. You're a little grandma's boy. That's sweet. I like that. Very good. Very good. And then afterwards, what else? What else did we do? We got food. Oh yeah, shitting you fucking not. Afterwards, we went to Barnes & Noble so that I can grab my copy of Final Fantasy 16 Logos. Love it, by the way. I've read 45 pages already. Absolutely fantastic. If you like Final Fantasy, and you like reading the supplementary content after Final Fantasy games, definitely pick up the Logos. It's one of the better elaboration of a world kind of book that the Square Enix has released. So after we were leaving the Barnes & Noble, there was a lady who just was not paying attention, and in Las Vegas, we have a lot of decorative rocks placed everywhere, and so this lady was parked next to one of the curbs that had a big ditch for rocks and a bunch of boulders and some bushes. So there was 2 decorative boulders and a bush, and she wasn't paying attention, and she fully drove onto the curb, ran over that bush, and got her tire completely stuck between the 2 boulders after having run over one of those fucking boulders. So she was fucked, and we had just walked out of the door of the Barnes & Noble, and I shit you not, I kept thinking to myself, nobody is gonna believe me if I tell them this, but I shit you not, there is a guy next to the entrance at the Barnes & Noble, and he was playing the fucking Pied Piper flute. I swear on my life, this is just how Las Vegas is. This guy was playing the flute, and I'm shitting you not, he was genuinely going and then even after, this lady absolutely fucking runs over a boulder into a bush, and her car is completely stuck on this decorative curb in a very nice area. This guy is he's playing his flute for 30 seconds too long, and me and my friends are standing there fully in shock. One of my friends is flipping the fuck out because the lady that just drove over a curb is right next to her car, and she's like, if she backs out too abruptly, she's going to run into my brand new car. My other friend is staring at the fucking Pied Piper what the fuck is going on? And all I can do is think of this is going to be such a good story to tell on stream, and absolutely nobody's going to believe me, but I swear to God it happened. And so after this lady runs over this curb, she kind of gets her bearings, and then she backs out of the position safely. But the entire time, you can hear the boulder going under the undercarriage of her car. Lady probably absolutely fucked up the bottom of her car. The Pied Piper finally develops a thought, and he runs over to her car, and he's like, oh my god, are you okay? And I can't really hear their conversation. I think the lady was super embarrassed, and she just like says something, and she drives away. And I'm thinking, how the fuck does she drive away without one of her tires exploding? Because when I was looking at it head on, it looked like one of her tires went like completely like almost sideways as it ran over the boulder. So the fact that she was able to just back out and drive away, absolutely nuts to me. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, so that was my day yesterday. And then I went home. I read my Logos book for like 45 minutes, and then Church Ititek and I went to watch Project Hail Mary, which I will talk about, but I want to read what you guys said first about your favorite thrift store finds. Bowtie Production says the feta cheese picture came with a little card with the artist's name and a little blurb about her. I could send it to you if you're interested. Wait, that's awesome! I would like to see that, actually. Please do feel free to send it in the Discord server. Booty and Hale says, my favorite thing I've ever gotten from a thrift store was a stubby holder for my granddad, and it said, don't talk to me unless you want this drunk to talk your brain into early retirement. I mean, hey, at least he knows what the hell he's on about. I like that. A man who knows exactly what he's about. Brainrot says, oh, I believe you. As they say, Vegas is a GTA server. It really fucking is. I still can't really believe even what I saw yesterday, but you're right. It truly is just like a GTA server. Super weird. Ritz says, I once saw a car get stuck on the concrete divider outside a car wash. It got stuck because it wasn't a small car. And that makes sense. I wonder, because that ditch was pretty big. How the fuck did she just not see it? How did she drive over it over two boulders? Just crazy to me. It was a big ass fucking car. It was one of those like very nice Volkswagen SUVs. So they're pretty fucking big. They can kind of take a lot, I guess. So I guess maybe that's why she was in a big car rather than small car. But still wild to me. Let's see. Booty and Hale says, I believe you. It's kind of common in Australia. Really? I guess Vegas and Australia are locations where it sounds passable for there to be GTA IRL. Bowtie says, I got you, May. Is Chat Hall a good place, or would you prefer elsewhere? I think Chat Hall is fine because we were just talking about it on stream, so it's, like, relevant there. But that's pretty, yeah, feel free to send it through. I would love to see it. M Gamer says, sorry I'm late. Hi, M Gamer. Hello. How are you today, my friend? I hope that you are having an absolutely fantastic day. And it's very lovely to see you again. I love seeing you as always. Let me see here. Then, thank you all for telling me about your favorite thrift store finds. I always love hearing about these little things from you all. Then, I guess I'll talk about the movie I saw yesterday. We went and saw like a 10 p.m. showing of Project Hail Mary, which... bad idea, seeing a 2 hour and a half long movie at 10 p.m. because also for big movies like that, there's always going to be like 30 minutes of credits before the goddamn movie properly starts. And so you're sitting in a theater for like 3 hours at 10 p.m. and the movie doesn't start till 11, so you don't leave the theater until like 1:30 in the morning. I was so tired. Absolutely exhausted after seeing the movie. But it was actually a fantastic movie. And I wanted to ask you guys something before I start talking about the movie, like, totally. When I watch movie trailers, I feel like I've had this thing for the last few years where every single movie trailer that I've seen kind of just looks like fucking shit to me. I don't know if it's just something with the way movie trailers are made now, but every single time I've seen a movie trailer in the last, like, 2 years... when I watch it, I'm like, they kind of made this movie look like it's gonna be shitty. I don't really want to see this movie now. But then the actual movie comes out, and everyone is like, hey, this movie fucking rocked. This movie was awesome. And I don't know, maybe it was just me. But when I watched the trailer for Project Hail Mary, I thought that movie looked so fucking cheesy and boring, and I did not want to watch it. It was like definitely not even in my list of like top 10 movies to see this year. Not even a thought in my mind. But then the movie came out, and everyone fucking adored it. Everyone loves Project Hail Mary. Now that I've seen the movie, I fully understand. This movie was phenomenal. I'm trying to think of like the last time I cried at a movie multiple times, but this movie made me cry like 3 times. I was crying for almost 20 minutes straight, and then I stopped, and then the movie did something else to make me cry again. This movie was positively fantastic. I cannot tell you enough how good this movie was. You just have to go see it, y'all. It was a really good movie. Franji Pan says, May, happy Easter! You're cute as fuck. Thank you, Franji! It's good to see you again, my friend. I hope that you are having an absolutely wonderful Easter. Have a lovely time with your friends and family. Have a great Easter dinner if you celebrate. Also, welcome to the church, Zapdos Goddess. I hope that you're having a fantastic day. Thank you for joining the church, and I appreciate you very much for being here. Okay, scrolling up because I know I missed some messages. Brainross said, it's been a minute since I've seen a trailer that stood out to me. And that's what I'm saying. For some reason, movie trailers for the last few years just have not looked good. I can't think of a single trailer in a while that I've watched and I was thinking like, dang, this movie kind of looks fire. No, every single trailer that I've seen in the last few years looks bad. And Gamer says, I can agree with her on this. Trailers kind of suck these days and don't do most movies justice anymore. And the trailer for Project Hail Mary absolutely did not do the movie justice because that movie was fantastic. Rich says, the other problem with trailers is that they put the big moments in it. So actually, I feel like with the Project Hail Mary trailer, they almost didn't say enough about the movie, I guess, because I'm not going to say anything spoiler territory, but there's a twist in like the last 40 minutes of the movie that explains something to you that absolutely floored me. And it's been a while since a movie absolutely came like left field out of something and did a twist that I did not expect. It was just actually really good. It was a fantastic movie. If you, like me, watched the trailer for Project Hail Mary and you thought that the movie kind of looked like a snooze fest and a cheese fest, I don't fucking blame you, because I thought the trailer looked like ass. But having seen the movie, that's probably one of the best movies I've seen in a few years. And I'm talking from a girl, listen, y'all, I'm not big into space movies. Space narratives are not really my thing. But as I was watching the movie, I was like, this shit kind of heat. This shit's kind of heat. It was really cool. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, they honestly, like, I don't think that the trailer shared enough about the movie in the trailer. But I'm also glad that that twist was kind of, like, kept out of the trailers. It was really good. Bodie and Hale says, I'll share a funny story. A few years ago, an Asian truck driver got stuck on a rock in an aged care facility near my house, and the entire family remember him as Mr. Rock because he was on the phone to his wife saying he's stuck on a rock. Oh, that's sad. Poor guy. I always feel bad when it's an elderly person. When then they get in a position like that. That's never fun. Franji says, have you seen Sign of Affection? I have, and I'm so sorry. I don't really enjoy Sign of Affection. Mostly because I feel like Yuki as a character doesn't really... I like the way that they handle her disability. I think that the way that the show handles deafness is very cool, and I think it's wonderful representation in that sense. But I think Yuki as a character, she doesn't have anything going for her as a character besides the fact that she has a cool boyfriend. And I also kind of felt like the vibe between the main character and her boyfriend, like, they just don't have chemistry. Watching them in any scene together is just not fun. And I like it when I'm watching like a romance anime and the characters are actually like having a nice time together. Like You and I Are Polar Opposites is a currently airing romance show. Is it like good? Is it really like is it good? Yes. Is it like particularly thoughtful about anything in particular? Like A Sign of Affection is very thoughtful about the topic of deafness? Not really. But I think that watching the two characters is a hell of a lot of fun. And in A Sign of Affection, I was bored as shit whenever those two were in a room together. The most interesting characters in the show are not the main characters, and that's never a good sign. But that's just my opinion on a series. If you enjoy a series for what it is, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I personally am just very picky about anime. So that's my feelings on it, but I hope that if you are enjoying it, I hope that you enjoy it to the absolute fullest. Bodie and Hale says, this movie trailer that looks interesting to me is Scary Movie 2. Isn't that movie, like, old as balls? Why Why are you watching the trailer to a movie that's always balls? Also, hi, Nuke. How are you today, my friend? I hope that you're having a positively fantastic day. And also, Zapdos Goddess, hello. I hope that you're having a fantastic weekend. If you are just coming into the church today and you don't really know exactly when to jump in on a topic, feel free to just type through any question that I've asked on stream today. You're more than welcome to answer anything that I've talked about. Or even just bring up something like that. It's really easy to get me yapping about literally whatever. Nuke says, yesterday's sunset was way gorgeous. Honestly, it did look really nice. I hope that you guys absolutely enjoyed the hell out of that sunset because it did look beautiful. Okami says, like my fave movie, the trailer of The Empty Man made it look like a Slender Man copy, and then the movie is just a masterpiece, 11 out of 10. Right? Yeah, for some reason, trailers just do not do movies justice anymore. And it's really interesting to me. I wonder why trailers keep getting so shafted these days. I don't know. Mo says, I'd recognize that giggle anywhere. How's my favorite nun? Thank you, Mo. I hope that you were having a positively fantastic day. We're just kind of talking about what we did over the weekend, talking about movie trailers as well, because I was talking about how the trailer to Project Hail Mary was kind of bad, but the movie is absolutely phenomenal. So that's what we're talking about. Do you have any movies that you really adored, but you thought the trailer was kind of ass? Or just any trailers in general that you think are kind of ass, regardless or not of whether you saw the movie? Feel free to chime in. I'd love hearing your thoughts. Booty and Hale says, want a stupid joke I thought of? For sure. For sure. Booty and Hale says, nah, it's not because, it's new because me and my GF went to watch Scream 7. Oh, so you meant to type 7? 2? Honestly, I'm lost. I have no idea. Vera says the new one coming soon is 6, I think. Okay, got it. For sure. Scary movie, like those are the movies that they're parody movies of horror franchises, right? I did watch 1 or 2 of them when I was a little kid, but I was definitely way too scared of the movies as a little kid to actually be watching them. So I didn't recognize anything funny about them. I was just terrified the whole time. Mo says, on the subject of representation, I would like to give the perspective as a disabled actor myself. Feel free to, my friend. Always love to hear everyone's perspectives. Brainrot says, did you see that Popeyes is going to be getting a one-piece meal soon? I did see that they were getting like a devil fruit like drink, and they were getting like a chopper cake, I think. I'll be honest, it looks kind of fucking nasty. I do not think that the Popeyes one-piece meal looks good, but I don't know. I'm also not a one-piece fan. Church IT Tech. Have you seen the Popeyes One Piece meal collaboration that's going to be coming out? He has not, so he does not have a say in it. Personally, when I saw it, though, everything looks kind of nasty, but that's just me. Speaking of collaboration meals, actually, today I was hungry, and I was like, I could do with some chicken nuggets, so we went to McDonald's. And when we went to McDonald's, we remembered that they had the K-pop Demon Hunters meal. So we just went and we got the K-pop Demon Hunters meal at McDonald's. All things considered, it was okay. Was it, like, delicious? No. But it was passable. The K-pop Demon Hunters meal had like ramyeon shaker fries where they have like ramen, what's it called? Flavor packet, and then you put it in the fries and you shake it around. I thought that those were good, but the ramyeon flavor was like tasted kind of off. Maybe it was a little too seaweedy or something, but I didn't think that it was very good. The sauces were definitely the most interesting part. They had like a sweet chili sauce, which was really good, a little bit spicier than I thought it was going to be, so I thought it was very yummy. And then they had the demon sauce, which was kind of just like, huh? It was like a flavor. I could not discern what the fuck the flavor of the demon sauce was. I looked it up, and it's supposed to kind of be like a mayo-y, mustardy, horseradishy, kind of creamy sauce. But it didn't taste like any of that to me. It just kind of tasted like, huh? I couldn't discern anything from that sauce. So I don't really know how I feel about the K-pop Demon Hunters meal at McDonald's. I don't know. Maybe I just find collab meals kind of strange in general. My daughter says it's demon sauce made from demons somehow. Yeah, it looks like Grimace semen. So that's what I just kind of assumed it was. Rich says when she demons on my sauce. I'll have to think on that one. She go demon on my dip till I sauce. She go saucy on my demon till I dip. She dipping on my demon till we sauce. I'll have to think about that one a little bit. I don't know. Rose of Dick says, when she pops on my soda. Okay, scrolling up because I know I missed some messages here. Booty and Hale says, guy is, oh, this is the joke that he said he had. Booty and Hale says, guy is sitting at home when he hears a knock on the door. He opens it and he sees a snail on the porch. He picks up the snail and he throws it as far as he can into the yard and goes back inside. 3 years later, there's another knock at the door. He opens it and there's the same snail. The snail looks up at him and says, what the hell was that all about? Actually, that reminds me of the doom snail meme. Are you guys aware of the doom snail? Before I elaborate, do you guys know what I'm talking about? The doom snail? Any doom snail likers here? My daughter says, hi, mate, how's it going? Good. How are you doing today, my friend? Okami says, about the Scary Movies franchise, dark humor, parodies, sex jokes, it's perfect. Bowtie says, yes, Scream 7 was so good, and I'm very excited for Scary Movie 6 as well. I guess we are just slightly different audience genres then, because I've personally not really ever enjoyed scary movies, so ergo, Scary Movie, like the funny comedy movie franchise, is not really for me either, but up to you guys. I understand that everyone has different perspectives and feelings on things anyhow. Ryan Stepper says it's supposed to be a Cajun honey mustard, but it does taste like that, though. I just kind of thought the sauce tasted like, huh? I couldn't discern what the fuck it was. Okay, Mo says, and this is back on the topic of we were talking about, like, shows that kind of portray disability, because Frangipan brought up A Sign of Affection. I personally did not like Sign of Affection very much, though I did like the way that they handled Yuki's deafness. Mo says, throughout my career, I made it my mission that if there's a character with cerebral palsy, I meet with the writers, because in my opinion, you can't get true representation without hearing the perspective of someone who deals with it daily. That's why I have endless respect for Marley Martin. Not only was she the first deaf Oscar winner in history, but she made it a priority to help others in her circumstance. And that's pretty cool. For the author of A Sign of Affection, she's not deaf, but she said that, like, one of her closest friends is deaf, and so she kind of used one of her close friends as like a reference for her work, and very much made the work because of her friend that is deaf. I think that's a really cool and insightful, way to go about creating a series. I just don't think that the characters that she wrote are very good, and that's okay. The series is just not for me, and that's fine. I can appreciate the good things that the show is doing. It's just not really for me. And I think a lot of things aren't really for me. I'm kind of fucking picky, all things considered. Okay, my daughter says the doom snail is so funny. Brainrot says yes. Yes. Okay, so if you guys are not aware of the doom snail meme, there's a meme. It's like that fucking snail is gonna catch you. You can run throughout your entire life. You can travel across the world, and still one day the doom snail will find you. And when the snail finds you, dude, you're doomed. You're dead. That's the moral of the story. And it's not like a super deep meme, but if you ever see something about, like, the snail getting you, they're talking about the doom snail that kills you. Okay. Also, hold on, I've got to blow my nose. I've been yapping for a while, and now I have to blow my nose. Please do give me a moment. My apologies. Sorry, I am a chronic nose blower. I always gotta be blowing my nose and shit. Okay, let me see. Scrolling down. Wiley says, what's up, bitches? I'm playing Pokemon Platinum. Enjoy, friend. I hope that you're having a lovely time. Meat Saint says, hi, May. Hello, my friend. Hi, Meat Saint. How are you doing today, Meaty? I hope that you're having an absolutely wonderful Sunday. It's good to see you. Tell me about your weekend. How was your week? If you guys are just popping in, today is just a Sunday sermon. We're yapping about anything and everything. Feel free to come in, start yapping. More than happy to jump around topics here, as we always do. Booty and Hale says, what do you think of the anime To Love Ru? I haven't thought about To Love Ru in a long fucking time. I watched it in, like, the peak ecchi anime years, and by that, I mean, like, 14, 15. I remember being, like, I liked it, But I think I watched it when I was kind of already falling out of love with like ecchi anime series. I don't think To Love Ru necessarily does anything to reinvent the ecchi anime wheel, but I do think it's like, I think it's alright. It's fun. It's exactly what it needs to be, and I think that's okay. I think that's fine. Meat Saint says, oh, are we talking about deaf anime? Have you seen A Silent Voice? That is exactly what we were talking about, Meat Saint. I was talking about how I don't really enjoy the characters. I think the main characters are the boy and the girl. Those two characters, Yuki and her boyfriend, they just don't have chemistry, in my opinion, and they're not fun to watch together. I think the most... Hey, why? What was that for? Anyway, I think that the two characters are not very fun to watch, but I can appreciate the good things that the show does in terms of deaf representation. But all in all, I don't enjoy the series much, but that just comes down to me not really enjoying the characters more so than anything else. Let's see. Gold says, I'm going eep. Alright, well, thanks for the jump scare, I freaking guess. Gold says, May's the greatest, not an opinion, but a fact. And then you come in and jump scare me? Confusing, but I'll take it. Thank you for the compliment. I hope that you were having a fantastic day, and thanks for coming in just to say hi. Have a good night's sleep, my friend. My Dada says, I think it's a massive letdown because I love the author's previous work, Black Cat, but I'm not into the ecchi shows at all. I do vaguely remember reading the manga for Black Cat. I don't think I ever watched the anime, but it was very long ago. Listen, y'all, I'm 27 now. My peak, like, anime reading and watching years was from ages, like, 11 to 15. I still watch a lot of anime and read a lot of manga, mind you, but as the years go on, a lot of series kind of blend together to the point where I can't really remember what happens in what anymore, unless something about it really sticks out in my head. And I remember a lot of the very first anime that I watched, like, with very vivid clarity. But in, like, the middle somewhere, when I had already watched, like, 200 shows, that's where I kind of stopped remembering a bunch of stuff. But I don't know. Let's see. Okami says, what's your fave ecchi anime, May? Ooh, that's difficult. It's hard for me to say because in terms of, like, ecchi shows that are only ecchi shows, I remember liking Shuffle a decent amount, but I tend to like ecchi shows that have a little bit more that are going on. Like, I really like My Dress Up Darling. It's an ecchi, but it's more so a rom-com rather than an ecchi. I also really enjoy, like, Kill la Kill, but it's more of, like, an action series rather than an ecchi series. I guess I don't really enjoy the shows that are just ecchi for the sake of ecchi, where it's like, you know, man falls over and is clutching boob because he fell over onto, you know, girl character. That kind of ecchi I feel like I stopped enjoying after I was 13. But that's just me. You know, I have a refined palate. Jake says, pourquoi? Sorry, Jake. How are you today, my friend? I also know that I'm super behind on chat here. I'm very sorry about that. I'll catch up quickly. I hope that you're having a wonderful day, though. Mo says, I totally agree with you. I think the representation in the show is beautifully executed, but the execution of the characters was poor. Well, thank you. I'm glad that somebody agrees with me. I feel like not a lot of people agree with my how to say picky ass takes. My Dada says, it was like the third manga I ever read 17 years ago, but I still reread it up to last year to see if my memory still held up, and I think it does. Oh, thanks for the head pats. Sorry, they're kind of far up there, so you kind of couldn't see them very well. That's my fault. But, thank you for the head pats. Chaos Seal says, I heard the scream while playing Phasmophobia. Need to change. Be right back. I'm so sorry. It wasn't me. It was one of my chatters. They did the jump scare. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I didn't do it. I swear. Okay. Scrolling down here. Ogami says, I'm still thinking Ecchi Peak and Kiss Exist. Dude, I don't fucking remember what happens to Kiss Exist. I think I watched it, but I don't remember. That's just how old I'm fucking getting. Let's see. My Dada says, the best example is Monogatari series. It's tasteful ecchi with a lot of substance. I Oh, God. Like I said, I watched a lot of fucking anime to the point where I can't even remember what happens in a lot of them anymore. I watched one of the Monogatari series when I was like 15. Couldn't fucking tell you anything that happens in that show. I don't remember. I was also probably slightly too young to understand many of the nuances in a show like Monogatari. I probably should rewatch it as an adult because I don't remember anything about it, and I know it's very popular. I just don't know. I also do really like Studio Shaft, so that's just on me. Deadbeat says, OMG May, it just hit me because I forgot to link you that website. It's okay. I figured you were going to link me that website at some point, my friend. I hope that you were having a good day. Thanks for popping in and saying hi. Meat Saint says, does panty and stocking count as an ecchi? Kinda. I kind of consider it more of a comedy than an ecchi, but raunchiness is a lot of panty and stockings, charm, I suppose. So I guess I would still count it as an ecchi, like an ecchi comedy. It's a comedy specifically about ecchi and raunchy stuff. So I guess so. I guess you're right. I would consider that an ecchi. Rich says, nah, I feel that. After my early teens, I stopped with ecchi shows because there's nothing in them. Yeah, exactly. It's just, waifu of the week. Have you guys ever seen, Rail Wars? Hold on, let me make sure that I'm telling you guys the name correctly. Okay, I am. Rail Wars is a really fucking shitty ecchi show about a train station and these people working on a train. And back when me and Church IT Tech were like 14 and 15, we were watching Rail Wars together because it was funny. It was just so fucking stupid, man. The only thing I can remember about Rail Wars is how stupid and convoluted a lot of the ecchi scenes in the show were. Just not good. Not a good show at all. Do not recommend watching it, but whatever. Jake says, kind of far up head pats, just like how it is IRL. Shut up. Let me see. Also, welcome to the church, HB Fan VA. I hope that you're having a positively nice, wonderful Sunday day. Hello, friend. I hope that you're having a great day. Thank you very much for joining the church today. Okami says, hey, why my daily didn't work? It's, I haven't entirely ironed out some of the, kinks that I have, transferring everything over to Warudo. It's my fault. That's my fault. You can blame me. Let me try to restart the program. I'll restart the program for you so it'll work. I apologize! Okay, it should work now. But again, I'm very sorry about that. Nuke says, oops, sorry. I accidentally clicked on it. Nuke says, May, I was at the gym today. I hit some new personal records. Yay, congrats! Yay, dun, 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 dun. Congrats. I'll bust it down for you. As a way to congratulate you. Congrats on doing a good job at the gym. This is your reward, and I hope that you have a wonderful time. My daughter says, hell yeah, hit it, sister. Thank you. Alright, I'll stop. Ah! Why? Alright, let me make myself normal here again. Alright. What were we talking about? Rich says, the only thing I remember about Rail Wars was that the opening was a bop. I can't even fucking tell you anything about Rail Wars anymore. Uh-oh. Scrolling up here, Mo says, I will never get over that cute high-pitched voice. This one? Yay! I could also try to go low. I could try to talk to you like a man or something. Hey, I'm walking here. Sorry, I don't know why my man voice is from New York. Booty and Hale says, do you prefer dubbed or subbed anime? Also, I recommend redo of Healer. It's interesting to say the least. I watch primarily subbed anime, but that I am not opposed to dubbed anime. The dub versus sub argument, I feel, is kind of tired these days. I feel most subs are very good. Are dubs. Right now, the dub for, oh my god, I was just talking about it earlier. You and I are polar opposites. That dub is really funny. They're doing a really good job with that dub. But I don't know. I honestly never really have that much of a problem with dubbed anime anymore. For like the moe shows, or like think of like idol type shows like Love Live or something. I do think that like having fully grown lady voices voicing these very cute small high schoolers, that can be a little weird sometimes. I was thinking to myself a couple times when I was watching Zombieland Saga, which is another Idol series, that sometimes the voices sounded a little too old for how the girls are, but also they're zombies, so why do I give a fuck, you know? I don't know. Let's see. Deadbeat says, I had pie. Ooh, what kind of pie? Happy Easter, by the way, my friend. I hope that you are having a lovely holiday. Booty Nail says, also, if you want a good Gooner anime, High School DxD is a good one. I've watched it. Was I 14? Yes, but I remember High School DxD because it was in my peak high schooler Gooner years, so I remember that one fondly. Thank you. Young Dragon Ace says, hi, Heavy Metal May, how are you doing today? I'm good. How are you doing today, my friend? It's good to see you again, and I'm always happy to see you here. Rich says, I already read that one. Hee hee, I'm behind on chat again. Okay, scrolling down. Actually, I'm going to need a sip of water now, too. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. Nuke says 410 pounds on bench, 750 on deadlift, and what the fuck? 1,120 on squat. Holy shit! Why? That's crazy. Are you like a competitive weightlifter or something? That's a lot of weight to be lifting. Holy shit, that's nuts. I can't even imagine. I can barely lift 20 pounds. Methane says, you have a great accent, DBH. Thanks. Am I from the East Coast? No, I'm actually from Washington, technically. If you count me being born somewhere and then moving out instantly after from Washington. I don't know. I don't know where the accents come from. They're just a part of me. Okami says, the dub of May I Ask One Last Thing is awesome. I did only watch an episode of it, because I think I was crafting when I was watching the one episode, and then I was like, I feel like paying attention, I'm gonna switch to the sub. But I did really enjoy May I Ask One Last Thing. Very good anime, a lot of fun. It's one of those villainess shows, but it's interesting because she punches people, and I like that about her. Scarlet's just a fun main character. My daughter says Zombieland Saga is so good. Oh my god, chat, if you guys have not watched the anime Zombieland Saga, it's so fucking fun. It's about these girls that they all die in some reason or another in a different era. One of them is a mystery, except for this movie. If you watch the movie, then you know what's going on with her. This guy is he's resurrecting these girls from different eras to make like one big idol group to save Saga, which is like a very small countryside town, and it fucking worked. And it's really good, and I absolutely adore that anime because this music is very catchy, and it's just fucking ridiculous. Okami says, May, I want to see one anime with you, Lane. I've seen Lane. I've seen Serial Experience Lane. I watched it again, though, when I was like 16. I think I watched Lane fresh off of just watching Evangelion. That's the kind of phase that I was in when I was 16. So I only really remember Evangelion with clarity. So I should do a rewatch of Serial Experience Lane because I don't really remember a whole lot about that show. And when I was like 16, my anime phases can be described as this. 11, my first anime ever was Death Note. Started off edgy, and then I kind of kept on that line, was really into like Death Note, Vampire Knight, oh my god, what's it called, Blue Exorcist. I kind of like tended towards the edgy side of anime, and then I found Ouran High School Host Club, and I was like, that shit's also fire, I love this. I was 11, and then from there I kind of explored more romance anime, and I fell down the romance anime hole, and then I was like, I think around like 13 I started getting a little bit horny with it, started watching a lot of ecchi shows, and then I kind of leveled out, and then when I was like 15, I got really depressed, so I watched a lot of really depressing anime, and then when I was 16, I got so fucking into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's absolutely nuts. I was crazy into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Never seen an adventure more bizarre. It was great. I loved it. And so I was in the JoJo hole for like 2 straight years. And then throughout that entire like time, my biggest through line is I've always really loved magical girl shows. Huge into magical girl anime. That's why if you look at my shelves, I've sent pictures of my shelves a few times. I have tons of magical girl figures. And also Miku. I got into Vocaloid around the same time I got into anime. So like when I was 11 years old. So I have a shit ton of Miku figures. I have a shit ton of Magical Girl figures. And then I have a lot of like one-off figures of series that I enjoy as well. Also, one more pause for a second. I'm sorry, I have to blow my nose again. I'm sorry. Something about talking a lot makes my mucus just go crazy, and then I have to blow my nose like 5 times during my just chatting streams. I apologize. I know it's gross. I just can't stop for some reason. When I talk a lot, I gotta blow my nose like crazy. Okay. Scrolling up because I know I missed some messages. Okami says, we should see it on the server. Oh, like Serial Experiments Lane? I could. I do need to be in like my voice call of my server more. I just really suck at being on voice calls. Oh, excuse me. Rit says I could never get into Evangelion. Shinji just pissed me off. And I understand that, but also thinking about it, Shinji is like a deeply traumatized 14, 15-year-old boy. He's also like going through puberty at the same time that like tons of really traumatizing the Armageddon is like fucking the apocalypse is happening during Evangelion, and he has so deep-seated daddy issues. So of course this kid is fucking annoying. He's 15, he's going through like the worst things imaginable while going through puberty, and he has deep-seated traumatizing daddy issues. I love Evangelion. I have a tattoo of Evangelion. I have the Lance of Longinus on my leg. I love Evangelion. I think that it is such a fascinating franchise. Sorry, you got me into the Evangelion glazing corner. You're not gonna get me to shut up for the next 5 minutes. I find Evangelion so fascinating because, in my honest opinion, it is the coolest reflection of a flawed author's mental state. As Evangelion evolves as a franchise, you can really tell where Hideaki Anno is at with his life. During the development of Evangelion, super depressed, very existential. He doesn't know what the fuck he wants. The show's like budget spirals out of control and he loses the reins. The latter half of Evangelion, it gets even more depressing, and even still he tries to end it on an optimistic note, and nobody gets it. Nobody understands that, and so he makes the most aggressively angry piece of film that I've honestly ever seen in terms of anime. The end of Evangelion is the biggest fuck you to an audience I've ever seen. And then, as fate would have it, everybody fucking loves Evangelion, and he makes $1 million bajillion, and then he's like, I'm gonna take this $1 million bajillion and do a ton of shit that I never had the chance to do when I was a poor creative. So he goes off, does a Godzilla, does a Kamen Rider, does a lot of fucking shit that he always wanted to do as a creative and a director. And then he comes back to Evangelion. He has a wife. He's in a lot better frame of mind. He has a ton of money. And so he comes back to Evangelion as a lot more of a whole person. He's in a lot better state of his life. And so the Evangelion rebuilds. He has all of the money and the finances and everything to do with what he wants with the world building, with the plot, with the lore, with the characters, all of that. And he has a new lease on life because he's married. He's starting a family. But then he also has this crazy rabid fan base that he knows he has to please. Are the rebuild movies perfect? No. Honestly, I don't think anything about Evangelion is ever going to be perfect. It's an incredibly flawed piece of media, and that's why I like it so much. Because there's so much wrong with the series and the franchise and the way that it's built, but it's such an interesting reflection of Hideaki Anno and his adventure as a director and as a creative, and I find that so fascinating. I love that in real time, as a human being, I was able to witness someone else's journey solely through their art. And I know that I sound so fucking pretentious right now, but that's just how I feel about Evangelion. I could go on for hours about the characters and their journeys and why they are the way they are, but suffice it to say, I find the journey of Evangelion and the way it was made so fascinating, and that's why I like it. I just think it's so interesting to watch this author go through so much regarding his own series, from being lost within his own story and not knowing what to do with it, to fucking reviling it and hating everything about it, and then realizing, hey, this thing made me $10 million. I could do whatever I want in life. And then realizing 10 years later that he did his characters really fucking dirty, so he goes back to it and he gives his characters a proper fucking ending after, like, I don't know, 20 years of this franchise being around. I think that's so cool. I really like it. Is Evangelion ever gonna die? No. Will I come to hate it someday because it's got its 8th anime franchise and it's by an entirely different guy and it's just not good anymore? Probably. That's just what happens with anime that makes $1 million kajillion. But do I really love it for what it stands to me as a person and as a creative right now? Yes. My opinion might change on it someday, but that was just me going crazy about Evangelion for 15 minutes. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm so sorry I derailed our entire conversation because I wanted to talk about Evangelion. I know there's a lot of problems with it. I know a lot of the characters are fundamentally unlikable, and that's why it's so interesting to me. Because there's a lot of people that you'll meet in your life that are fundamentally a little unlikable, but if you give them the time and the love and the care to grow into people that you know they can be, you can make wonderful friends. So that's how I feel about the characters of Evangelion. That's how I feel about Evangelion as a whole. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk again. I'm so sorry about keep talking about it. Let's talk about something else. Anyway, Rich says Shin Kamen Rider was so good. And see? Just give Hideaki Anno like $1 million and he'll be fine. Anyway, while I was ranting, welcome to the church, Mav. Welcome to the church, lurking for hella caked VTubers. And welcome to the church, Laura Crops. I hope that you are all having a positively fantastic day. Sorry for you guys coming in while I was going crazy about Evangelion, but I hope that you are all having a fantastic day. Happy Easter. Thank you for being here. Oh boy. Julia says sermon, Book of Evangelion. My bad. Oopsie daisy. Also, it's getting really hot in my church. I'm gonna close my window real quick because it's getting way too hot in here. Oh, hi, Meow Meow. Did you wake up from your nap? Oh, I can't close them. Okay, sorry, I had to close my blinds. My window was getting so fucking hot. Woo! All right. Oh, I got a raid while I was turned around. I'm so sorry that I didn't see you, Ux. Welcome into the church today, Ux and your raider. I hope that you have had a positively awesome stream. What were you streaming? How was your day? Happy Easter. And I hope that you have a lot of fun things planned for the rest of your day. Hi, Ux. Hello. How was your stream? How are you? I hope that your day is going wonderfully, my friend. It's good to see you. Let's see. Scrolling up. Okami says, did you know that Lane is more relatable today than that of the 2000s? And that makes sense because we are very much more in a surveillance state now than ever before. So, I understand. It's interesting how works of fiction can be kind of prophetic for things that are actually going to happen later in life. There's a lot of examples. I just think it's always very interesting. Very cool. Very, very lovely. Ryan Stamper says, Cheesecake at Sea is a great name. I love Cheesecake at Sea's name. It's so fun. Julia says, sneaky raiders. Yeah, they tend to be. Ux says, Death Stranding, 'twas good, I had some rage. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. Some people like to get mad. It's a cathartic thing for some people. Actually, I'll ask you guys that question. Do you guys like to get mad? Do you guys like to play rage games? How do you feel about getting mad? Me personally, not a big fan of getting mad. Ugg says, if people find it funny, it was good. And you know what? That's fair too. I don't like getting mad as a person, but for like stream, I don't necessarily mind it because I know that people find it funny, so I don't really, it's alright, you know? I can deal with it. Laura Croft says, I'm highly disappointed Crunchyroll didn't nominate May I Ask for One Final Thing. Honestly, I'm surprised that the show has such a dedicated fan base. I was not expecting for May I Ask One Final Thing to have like a very dedicated shoujo fan base, but it really does, and I find that very interesting. Brainround says, I'm a massive Souls-like fan, if that answers your question. Maybe. I have watched plenty of streamers get fucking pissed at Souls-like games. Okami says, I don't play rage games, but I like playing rage games, but I don't get mad. I've never gotten mad. I see. My daughter says, I don't like getting mad. I play rage games for the thing that comes after the mad. Like the completion? Like the feeling of like satisfaction when you complete the rage game? I don't know. Julia says, I don't like getting mad. I could probably play a rage game as something to conquer as long as the controls are solid. Laura, again, says, I don't like it, but I play hero shooters, so yeah, fair enough. Cheesecake Cheesecake at Sea says, I do not like getting mad, but I do admit after a long depressive episode where I feel zero emotion, it is cathartic to get pissed the hell off. And I get that. There can also be something quite fun about that. Do you guys like this angle, by the way? Accurate conversation with Heavy Metal May? Here. I'll give you an accurate conversation with Heavy Metal May. Alright, guys. El Presidente says, nothing makes me more mad than watching my teammates in Rainbow Six Siege, but I enjoy the Soulsborne series. I did go to a Rainbow. I've never played Rainbow Six Siege. I had a friend that was super into Rainbow Six Siege for a couple years, so I went to a Rainbow Six Siege tournament with her, like back when I think Team Liquid were one of the finalists. I think it was year 2019, 2018, 2019. I had a moderate fun there. Am I ever going to play the game? No, I suck at shooters. But I remember having a decent time at the tournament. My daughter says, yeah, exactly that. For Souls-like specifically, it's also the experience of the artistic world building that overshadows the getting mad. And that's fair. That sounds like a lovely reason. Wiley says, I have a brain deformity where my brain makes angry juice 24/7, so I'm pretty much always in a state of annoyance. Understandable. And I hope that sometimes you you are not so mad. Cheesecake C says, no, the accurate conversation would be for a view from below because I'm short. You just want to see what it's like under my titties. Do you guys like this angle better? Would you prefer it if I talk to you like this? I can, if you wanted May looking down at you simulator, but I'll tell you, it's not gonna happen often. Oh, Meow Meow wants the blinds open. But it's hot in here. Okay.
Hello.
There you go. I felt bad because she was, like, pawing at me to open the blinds again. I opened them. You can lay back down in the sun. I'm sorry, Meow Meow. Let's see. Scrolling up, because I know I missed some more messages. May meet and grieve POV. Okay, I'm just smaller, please. I'm 6'1". Well, do you guys want the underboob angle, or do you want the above head angle? Let's see. Ryan Saber says, have you seen Where Winds Meet? I've been playing it the past few days. I'm addicted now. I've not played the game myself, but I have watched other streamers play it. It looks interesting. I don't really know if I've understood anything of the story that I've seen, though. So hi, Hyper JD. I hope that you're having an absolutely wonderful day. Welcome to the Choich. Thank you for joining. I said Chorch. Welcome to the Choich. Okami says, May, my parents can get in the room. No. Okay, hold on. There you go. Now we'll go back to the accurate May conversation angle. Otaku says, what an angle. Hi, Otaku. How are you today, my friend? I hope that you are having a positively fantastic day. Happy Easter, my friend. Eric said, hi, man. I came in at a good time. Let's see. I hope that you are all having a fantastic day, especially if you are just walking in. Okay, Otako says, good, how are you? I'm good. I had an absolutely lovely weekend. If you were not here before, I went to like a candle making class. I saw Project Hail Mary. I went thrift shopping. I went to Barnes & Noble. And then today I had the K-pop Demon Hunters meal. So I had a really fun weekend. I had a great weekend. How was your weekend? I hope that you are doing well. And I'm happy to see you. Yay! All right, let me go back to normal here. There we go. Normal angle. Hello, everybody. Hello. Twitchmon, sippy check and stretchy check. I can do that. I am thirsty. Thank you very much, my friend. Give me just a second to take a sippy. Thank you for the sippy check, and we'll do the stretchy check together, too. Everyone, if you are shrimping, go ahead and sit up straight with me. Go ahead and press your shoulder blades together. Bring your arms just at your shoulder's length and push out. And feel that clench between your shoulder blades and lower your hands. And you're good, baby. We just did a stretchy. Cheesecake at Sea says, I refuse. I will continue to shrimp. I mean, hey, do whatever you want to. If you wanna bend your spine out of shape, have fun. I hope you enjoy it. My daughter says, I heard popcorn. It was probably my nose. Let's see. Eric says, did May say we are shipping? Ship what? When did I say that? I don't remember anything. Today, it's just, if you are just walking in today, my friends, today is just the Sunday sermon where we are talking about everything and anything. Feel free to tell me about your weekend. Feel free to start yapping about anything you'd like to talk about. We switch topics quite constantly here, so you're more than welcome to just walk in and start talking about anything you want. So far today, we've talked about thrift shopping, we've talked about movie trailers, we've talked about anime. I went on a tangent for Evangelion for like 10 minutes. We've talked about dubs, we've talked about subs, we talked about scary movies, we talked about rage games. What else? I feel like there's something else that I could talk about, but I don't know shit. Let's see. But they say shipping? Shrimping. Ugh. Eric says, I don't have you super loud, but how are you, May? You're looking lovely today. I am doing absolutely great today. I had an absolutely wonderful weekend with some of my IRL friends, and now I am talking with all of my lovely online friends here. So I have absolutely zero complaints. I hope that you've all had a fantastic weekend. And also, if you celebrate Happy Easter, I hope that you have a wonderful holiday. And if it's not something that you celebrate, then I hope that you have a wonderful and relaxing Sunday either way. Gamer says, hey man, did you hear the story about the nun that got thrown away? What are you talking about? I would prefer not to be thrown away. Please don't throw me away. I actually have abandonment issues like crazy. It's actually, I was just thinking about that the other night. Actually, no, it was last night. Because I was talking about, we were on our way to go see Project Hail Mary, and I was talking about how I really used to hate La La Land. Have you guys ever seen the movie La La Land? The movie is a musical. The first half of the movie is a very sweeping romance kind of feeling, and then the second half of the movie is like these two characters drifting apart. They change as people fundamentally, and then they find other partners, and it feels like it all happens so fast compared to the grand sweeping romance narrative that the first half of the movie really served on a platter to you. And when I first watched that movie when it came out, I want to say in 2017, 2018, I was a little too young to understand that. And I had a very anxious attachment style. And I vividly hated La La Land because it felt like the second half of the movie only served to perform an assassination upon the characters that you just grew to love throughout the first half of the duration of the movie. Now that I'm older and I'm much more secure in my attachment style. I used to be a very anxiously attached person due to a lot of different experiences. And now I'm very secure. I'm 27. I've had a lot more relationships. I've had a lot of I've had a much better, healthier, good relationship. And I'm a lot more secure as a person thanks to that. And now I've been wondering, maybe I should rewatch La La Land because maybe I won't hate it the way that I did back when I first watched it. I think it would be interesting for me to go back and experience it again to see if I feel any differently about the movie and its characters. I don't know. I'll think about that. Do you guys have anything that you watched when you were a kid? It can be a movie, it can be an anime, it could be something you read that you didn't really understand and in fact kind of disliked, and then you went back to look at it when you were a bit older, had a little bit of a different perspective on life, and you went back and you actually kind of appreciated it now that you've given it a second chance. Just asking. I always like to learn about these kinds of things about you. I like hearing about your experiences. Scrolling up because I know I missed some messages because I started talking about a new topic. Rich says, speaking of subs, what kind of sub sandwich do you go for? Generally, I like to get like the hot subs. I like to get hot subs. I like to get cheesesteaks, or I like to get like chicken melts or meatball subs. I like to get the meaty hot subs. That's the kind of sub that I go for. And I'm now realizing that that's probably not the best way that I could have phrased that, but whatever. HyperJD says, hi! Hello, HyperJD. I hope that you're having a positively fantastic day. I hope that you are doing well. Let me see. Scrolling up. Also, thank you, Eric, for the streak. I will indeed do your meow meow picture after stream. As soon as I finish stream today. Right now, Meow Meow's being really cute, and she's just absolutely basking in the sun today. She looks really cute. I can't take a picture right now because it would show, like, the outside, and I don't really want to share that, but she looks really cute, and I wish you guys could see her. Let's see. Eric says, how have I not seen that Meow Meow pic redeem until now? It's a good redeem, and I'm glad you're making use of it. Let's see. Rich says, chat, clip it! No! El Presidente says, meatball subs all the way. Another big meaty sub fan. I see. Searching for Goth Mommy says, poem of the day. Black lipstick, boots that stomp. She drops me down, no time to prompt. Fishnets tight, her shadows rise. I'm face to fate, those deadly thighs. Squeeze comes slow, then locks me in. Velvet grip on neck and chin. I laugh, I cough, I can't deny. Worth every second. Let me die. Huh. Interesting erotic poetry, my friend. It's been a while since I've read any erotic poetry. Interesting. Thank you very much for sharing your poetry with us. I liked it. Poem for guys who want to be choked out by goth thighs, I see. Let's see. My daughter says, I also like hot subs. As for sandwiches, I prefer something else. Okay, so this guy likes gold subs. Client says, what do you mean? You don't want people to come hang out in front of your house to do a big barbecue? No. Julia says, whoa, May did a great job reading. Yeah, I read all the time. What the hell do you mean? Whenever I play, like, not visual novels, whenever I play video games that have a lot of talking for you guys, I usually do my best to voice act it out for you guys. You're acting like you've never heard me read before. What the hell? Bonk. How are you today, my friend Kev? I hope that you're feeling a little bit better. I know that you've been sick. Hope that you're feeling okay. Brainrot says, I watched a lot of classic horror movies as a kid and had no idea what was happening. When I watched them as an adult, I understood why they're classics. Fair enough. I honestly still haven't really given horror movies a try. I've kind of always been too scared. Klein says, I never knew the nun was well-versed. Yeah, have I? Okay, actually, here, let me read you some of my poetry. I have something. I have some stuff from back in college. Let me find you guys a poem that I wrote in college. Let's see. Poem? It wasn't an assignment to do erotic poetry, but that's just kind of what I decided to write because I was feeling it that day. Listen, I haven't looked at this in like 9 years. Well, maybe not 9 years. When was I a freshman in college, actually? 2018? This is probably my sophomore year, so it's like 2019. So I haven't looked at this in... How long ago was 2019? How long ago was 2019? It's 2026 right now? So like 6 years? I haven't looked in this poem in a really long time. But this is a poem that I wrote in college. Since you guys don't think that I like can write or read well. This is something that I wrote back in college. for my English 205 class, actually. It's called War. It was adverse to warriors stand apart on tall hills, cascading forth on horseback until red blood spills. It is not only in battle that such wounds are forged, as a war is not always fought with swords, but it is with quiet whispers that are sung in the night between stars that burn with gentle light, a lashing of warm tongues, a meeting of breath, a love-bitten lip, an omen of death. It is the imprisonment of the heart that trammels the soul, chains wound tight until a whimper begs console. It is in sweet victory that a body shall writhe, betwixt sheets, fierce combat until a weakened body thrives. A fight not with blades, but with velveteen lips, words of affection poised as punishing whips. Agony is but one facet of pleasure, a lone night enough to offer such treasure. Upon battlefields of blotched green or sheets of fine cotton, where wounds unhealing have been placed misbegotten, a duel unending till reticent claim of one hearts to hold gives truth in that war is not always won with swords. That was a poem I wrote 7 years ago. I know maybe it's not the most best understood spoken out loud, but I wrote Deliverance by myself. Did you guys think I didn't know how to write? I wrote that entire song myself. Did you guys think I didn't know how to write or read? I went to college for journalism. I can write. Honestly, I wrote the lyrics to Deliverance entirely myself. I'm almost a little offended you guys didn't think I couldn't read or write. Or at least Klein. Klein didn't. If you didn't know that I wrote the lyrics to Deliverance entirely by myself, I did. Now you know. And if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about when I mentioned Deliverance, I released my first original song last week, exactly a week ago. So please do feel free to check out that. I'm really proud of it, and I do hope that if you watch it, leave a comment, let me know what you thought about it. It'd mean a lot to me. I've never released a song before, so it'd be nice if people liked it. Let me see here. What'd you guys think of the poem? I'm a little shy now. I haven't read that poem in a really long time. It's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be, reading it out loud, but I write, y'all. Let's see. Done with that now. Let me close out my college Google Docs. That's crazy. Nightmare says, L poem. Okay, bitch. Fuck you. Gunker Zone says, whoa, sick. Thank you, yay! And Gamer says, I thought it was pretty good. Yay! Barry says, it makes me happy to see how well Deliverance is doing. Yeah, me too. It makes me pretty happy to see that it's doing pretty well, too. I was very afraid that it wasn't going to do well, because I know it's very hard to get people to listen to a 5-minute long song. But, hey, people have been listening to my 5-minute long song, so I'll consider that a dub. Okami says, May, you want a small metal fact? Sure! I'd love to learn whatever you got, my friend. Nightmare says, you missed Sippy Check. Oh, sorry, Nightmare. I'll do it. I will do that Sippy Check for you. Thank you. And now I'm out of water, so... Gunker Zone says, yay! I'm currently procrastinating, too, on a book. Yay! I hope that you can figure out your way through procrastination. And I hope that you can make your way back to whatever it is that you wanted to write. Rui says, Yokaso watashi no soul society. I got no idea what you're talking about, but that's okay. Wasn't Soul Society an arc in Bleach? Is that what that's referencing? I have no idea. Okami says Post Malone is a huge fan of a metal band called Infant Annihilator. Hell yeah! Post Malone, though? Really? I thought Post Malone was a country guy now. Because if I'm correct, didn't Post Malone start out as like a rap dude, and then now he kind of turned into a country guy? I don't know. I do not follow a lot of general popular kind of artists, so I have no idea. I could be super wrong. Also, had to blow my nose again. I'm very sorry. I wish I didn't have to blow my nose every 10 minutes. This is just a forever thing as well. I'm not even sick or anything. I just always can't. I'm always blowing my nose. I'm a snotty little baby. Sonic Fan says, "Hi May, happy Easter. Just pop in since I missed so many streams. Hope you have an amazing day and I'll try joining more streams." No problem, Sonic Fan. Thank you for coming in and saying hi when you can. Don't ever feel bad about missing streams. I'm happy that you were just here to say hello. Thanks for coming back, friend. I hope that you are having an absolutely wonderful day. M Gamer says, "People sit through Bohemian Rhapsody." That's true, but also Queen are a well-known band. I'm just a fucking nun on the internet. I didn't expect many people to actually sit through the entire 5-minute long song, much less a 7-minute long music video. So I'm very happy that the song is getting viewed. Thank you all again. Okami says Post Malone was actually the guitarist of Crown the Empire, post-hardcore/metalcore. Really? I mean, shit, that goes to show. I don't know. I don't know shit. I don't know fucking nothing about Post Malone. So, fair enough. Let's see. Hyper JD says, "Hello, I just joined your Discord. Thank you very much for joining the Discord. If you are also just here for the first time today and you like the vibes here in the church, do feel free to join the Discord server. I do my best to be as talkative there as possible." Meat Saint says, "May, who are your favorite metal artists/bands?" I should probably write them down in like the bottom of my channel because this is a question that I get a lot. But I'm really into like old school nu metal. Think of the classic bands like Slipknot, Korn, Limp Bizkit, Spirit, that kind of thing. I also tend to really like female-led bands, like Spirit Box, Arch Enemy. Recently getting into Ginger. I know that's not new at all, but I also really like orchestral metal. I really like when I was first kind of delving into metal. I was really into acts like Nightwish. Blind Guardian is also pretty cool. And then Brain Rot, one of my regular chatters here, put me onto a band called Paleface Swiss. I'm still, which is I think are really cool. I'm still very much like learning and exploring all the time. I feel like I haven't really like made a total home in a certain genre yet, but I really like a lot of different kind of spectrums around metal. Let's see. Ariozilla says, "I've never heard anyone use war as a metaphor for sex in a poem until today. Then again, I'm a bit too lazy to go look for books and poems. Kind of ironic since I want to be a writer and do read on occasion. Mainly, my main focus is in screenplays, but I also might look into writing comic scripts." Ooh, that's cool. If you decide to write some more, I would love to get a peek at your writing sometime. I very much love to look at what other people's creative juices are. What's the main creative drive for a person? I always think it's really cool. Nightmare says, "This model freaks me out." Why? You don't like my face? You don't think I look good this way? Come on. I put a lot of effort into this. I was hoping you'd think I look pretty or something. Oh, I broke my face. Anyway. Now, you know what? Now you're just gonna have to look at me up close and personal. You're just gonna have to deal with this. Hello. Let's see. Post Malone also collabed with Jared Dines, the gent YouTuber. Whoa, cool. Nightmare says, "You have a Discord server, May?" Liar. You're one of the first people that like ever asked me about making a server back when I had like 30 followers. You know everything. Okami says, "Make a short about your fave bands." That's a good call. Nightmare says, there's a group called Ghost. Yeah, Is it because I was too close to the screen? Hey, Nightmare, if you would like to check out my covers, I actually have a cover of a Ghost song called Series. I actually went to my first Ghost ritual back in August as well. I also like Ghost. I don't know if like they're widely considered a metal band. I don't think that they are, but I do like Ghost. Meat Saint says, "Yo, arch enemy." Yes, ma'am. I'm dapping you up. Misa also says Ginger fuck so hard. They really do. They really do. Maydara says, do you like idol metal like Pasco and Lady Baby? I do. I also really like Bandmade. I know not a lot of people wouldn't consider like Bandmade a metal band, but I do really like. I'm into like idol rock. Also like outside of metal, I'm really into Visual K. I grew up listening to acts like. Sorry, my nose is driving me nuts. I grew up listening to a lot of Visual K, like Kamijo, Versailles, like a band that Kamijo was a part of. I really grew up loving Malice Miser, The Gazette. I like Jaluka and Madman's Esprit. I really loved Buck Tick. I listened to a lot of different kinds of music over the years. I still really like Visual K as well. I do want to cover more Visual K songs soon too. There are some Visual K bands that kind of fall onto like the J-metal scene, like Jaluka or Deviloof, that I would like to cover songs from someday as well. Oreozilla says, I have a few files, actually. Some of my screenplays have class assignments. Ooh, cool. Rit says, soon May will try to get into the real world. I want to, like, guest at a convention someday, but I don't think I'll ever be physically there. I have too many self-esteem issues for that. Yay! I don't know if I have the bravery to show up in front of people IRL, but I've seen performances of, like, Obi Katie Cat performing live at conventions. I would like to do that someday, like actually on a stage in front of people, but I don't think that I have the self-esteem for that yet. You're gonna have to give me another 2 to 3 years. It took me a full year to get an original song out. It's probably gonna be another 2-3 to get me physically anywhere. Someday though, someday I'll work on it. It's just self-esteem problems. Nightmare says, one song I like is Lacrima. Lacrima's a good song. I like a lot of Ghost songs. And they put on a really good concert too. I really enjoyed the Ghost concert I went to. Let's see. My daughter says, I love Bandmade. I really want to cover oh my god, what's the song called? I can't remember what it's called, but it was the opening song to Rock is a Lady's Majesty, and I really like that anime, and I also really like Bandmade, so it's like I really want to cover that song, because I think it'd be really fun to get, to commission art of, like, Mei in a maid outfit, and I'm like, I don't know, fighting people? I think that would be fun, so I really want to cover that song, because I also just want to see Mei in a maid outfit. I'm a simple lady. Beerman says, I think you've heard of Hanabi, right? For sure, I know of Hanabi. I like Hanabi. Hyper JD says, I love your VTuber model. Thank you, yay! I appreciate that a lot, and I'm glad that you like it. I have a live 2D model as well. On Sundays, I use my 3D model because I'm not running a lot of heavy things on my computer like a video game. So all of my gaming streams will be my live 2D model, but my just chatting streams and like special event streams will be like my 3D model, because I feel like it's a little bit more expressive and I kind of like talking using it. But so the gaming streams will be live 2D, and my yapping streams will be this. Yay! Okami says, this year, take it or leave it. No! I'm scared. Let's see. Nightmare says, you made a song about the slit-mouth woman from Japan? It's a cover of an Utsupi song, Kuchisake, but that is what the song is about, yeah. I didn't make the song, I just covered it. All of the songs on my channel are covers except for Deliverance. That's my first original song. Just to help ease up your confusion. Deliverance is my only original song as of right now. The other songs are all covers. Let me see. Also, hi, fun. How are you today, my friend? I hope that you are having a fantastic day. Thank you for being here. Hello. Oh my god, it's so hot in here. Let's see. Fun says, good. Yay! I'm glad to hear it, dear. Happy Easter, by the way. Let's see. We're still talking about like music now, right? At some point, I was thinking I do want to start doing like music reaction streams where I have everyone submit to me like max 2 songs so that I make sure that I get to everyone's recommendations for things that they want me to watch on stream, in terms of music and music videos. And also, it'd be like a fun way for everyone to share music with each other. That's something I for sure want to do. I don't know what day I'd want to do it, though. Maybe on, like, Fridays or something. I'll have to think about it. But that's something that I want to do soon, in like, the near future. Brainrot says the heat's coming back. Fucking already! Actually, what's the temperature going to be this week? Let me look. Because that's going to dictate what I wear all week. It's going to be... it's not going to be that bad. It's going to be 78, 79, 80, 81, 78, 73, 65. It's not that bad. It's going to be warm during the week, but over the weekend it's going to get cold again. So, we'll see. Won't be too bad, I think. Let's see. Mira says, I got to show May Nickelodeon Slam. I have no idea what that is, and I can't wait. I'd love to see it. Hi, guys. Sorry, I also just realized you don't get to see my other eye often with this model. Hi, everybody. Actually, I can't breathe through my nose. Hold on. Okay, I blew my nose. Are you ready for your smell check, chat? Gotta do your weekly sniff check. Gotta make sure you guys showered this week. Are you ready? Maybe it's because of holiday, but you guys are smelling pretty good today. I'm not smelling anything off about you guys at all. Nice. Good job showering, guys. I'm so proud of you. Here. Mwah. Good job on taking a shower. I'm very proud of all of you. Mwah. Let's see. Hi, Warsaw Pete. How are you, my friend? I hope that you were having a positively wonderful Easter with your family. You sent absolutely wonderful pictures of the feast that you were having with your family. I hope that it was a wonderful time. How are you today, my friend? Ritz says, lies, your nose is stuffy. You can't smell anything. It's not that my nose is stuffy. It's just that when I talk for too long, my fucking mucus gets crazy. It happens every single Sunday sermon. I have to blow my nose 1,000,000 times. I don't know what it is. It's only the Sunday sermon that does it to me this bad. My nose is just nuts. Warsaw P says, hi, just dropping by for a second while I'm walking the dog. Hello, enjoy your dog walk, and I hope that you had a positively wonderful Easter. It's always good to see you, my friend. Here, let me zoom out. There we go. And now you can see both of the hands wave. Yay! Let's see. Oreozilla says, I shower almost every day before and after work. I haven't showered yet today, but I've told you this many times, I always shower after my streams, because streaming makes me very sweaty, so I have to shower after I stream, or else I'm gonna be a menace to society. Let's see. Warsaw P says, just watch Sinners with my mom. There's a lot of talk about licking cooch in that movie. I have not watched Sinners, but I've heard a lot of really good things about that movie. How many of you guys have watched Sinners in chat? Do you guys like the movie? What do you guys think about the movie? I have not watched it. Sai says, I watched Black Dynamite Friday. Also a movie I have not seen. As you all know, I watched Project Hail Mary last night, which I really enjoyed. I didn't want to talk about it too much because I don't want to spoil the movie for people, because I know it just came out, I think, last weekend. Not this weekend, but last weekend. But that movie was really good. My daughter says, when's the next technology upgrade so we can transfer sight and hearing so far? Honestly, that would be pretty cool. Warsaw P says, it's amazing. Ooh, I see. I've heard a lot of really good thing about Sinners. I know it's a vampire flick, and I really like vampires, so I'd like to watch Sinners. I just haven't really gotten around to it. I also wanted to watch the new Frankenstein movie that came out last year, which I didn't do. I'm just really bad at watching movies. Sai says, oh, May, did you get to ending 1 of Nier yet? No, I'm still grinding out all the sub-stories. But I will be fighting the Shadow Lord on my next stream. I'm trying to wrap up all the sub-stories that I can before I go to the Lost Shrine. I have 3 quests that I have to do in the Lost Shrine, but I should be doing the Lost Shrine and the Shadow Lord fight this Thursday, which will be the next Nier night. Alana Yellow Flash says, I have seen it. It's a good film. I do want to see it. Oriozoa says, Sinners is a hella good vampire movie. I probably rank it next to Queen of the Damned. Damn! That's good. I mean, I just really like vampire like media in general. So I'm looking forward to it. I definitely have to make time to watch the movie myself. There we go. Twitchmon says came out the first. The Bride came out in March. I don't think I watched that. I don't think I know of that film either. What's The Bride about? So I says also you're coming up on my favorite song in the entire game. Is it the Shadow Lord's theme? I think I got to hear like a little peek of it during the first Shadow Lord fight that we did. But I don't think I got to hear the full song yet. So I'm looking forward to hearing it. All of the music in Nier has been really, really good. Sai says, no. Oh, okay. All right. I guess I'll look forward to hearing it. I'm sure it's a fucking baller song then. Let's see. Sorry, guys. My nose is absolutely driving me bonkers today. It's because it's so itchy. When I talk a lot, my nose gets really itchy. Anyway, my friends, what are you guys planning to do for the rest of the Easter holiday? By the way, are you guys planning on doing anything with your family or with friends? Having a nice dinner by yourself? What are you guys planning on doing for the rest of your day? Sai says, you hear the song at other points in the game against other bosses, but you don't get the full weight of the song until the final dungeon. Ooh, okay. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, Square Enix has always been really, really fucking solid about music, so I'm sure you're very right. Agent Potato says, boo! Hey! The fuck did I do? Hey, you wanna boo me? You get the hell out of here. I'm kidding, my friend. I hope that you're having a good day. Thanks for popping in. Twitchmon says The Bride is the newest Frankenstein monster movie. Oh, I see. I was thinking about the Frankenstein movie that came out last summer with Jacob Elordi that I wanted to watch with Mia Goth. Not Mia Goth. That's not her name. Is that her name? I don't know if that's her name, actually. I have no idea. But I do really want to watch that movie. Ancient Potato says, you don't recognize me. I'm sorry. Maybe, hold on. Let me look at your profile picture. You do not have a profile picture. I don't. I'm sorry. I suck. I hope that you're doing well, my friend. If you haven't been here in a long time, I hope that you're doing well. Yeet. Never mind. I know who you are. Hey, Kev. Sai says, anyone want a butter maize bread and give me a sub? Hey. Sai says, okay, I'm out of ads now. No problem. I was saying that Square Enix music never fucking misses. They're really good. I don't think I've ever played a Square Enix game where the music was absolutely dog water. Every Square Enix game that I've ever played has had a positively fantastic soundtrack. Like, a lot of people complain about Final Fantasy 16. Never heard a single person complain about Final Fantasy 16's soundtrack. The soundtrack to Final Fantasy 16 is god tier. It's so good. A lot of people complain about the game itself, but the music, can't fucking complain about. It's fantastic. Square Enix just doesn't miss when it comes to their music. Let's see. Sai says, Square Enix music does not miss in that game. Also, the OST was done by Keiichi Okabe, who worked in the Tekken OST. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Sai says, hell yeah. Soken fucking cooked on 16. Absolutely, absolutely. M-Gamer says, even old NES Final Fantasy games have good music. I agree. They're fun. The Final Fantasy IV theme for like the Four Lords, they keep remastering that song because even the bass song is a banger. It gives you a lot to work with. Let's see. Rit says, IDK, the Final Fantasy XIV King Moogle Mog music is not that great. You're telling me that you don't fuck with good King Mog? Good King Moogle Mog, good King Mog, rules with all the land. Good King Muggle, good King Mog, rules with iron hand. The song, it's a little annoying, but I think it's fun. I like that it's a little annoying. I like that Final Fantasy XIV can have fucking crazy, amazing songs in it, and then it also has shit like papaya, 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 papaya. I like that song. Banger of all time. Let's see. Sai says, oh, did you know the guy who did the Forlorns for 14 actually does a lot of fan anime music? That was fucking Hydiane. I had heard about that, yeah. And they like brought back one of the, I think like the guy initially made a fan song for the Four Lords, and then they brought him back to help produce the song for 14. I think that's what it was. That's a pretty cool story though. It's pretty awesome. So I said he did. It's funny as fuck. Hell yeah. I'm glad that they always incorporate fan stuff like that into Final Fantasy 14. Final Fantasy is a game that has so much, Final Fantasy in general, the whole series, they're just games that have so much love put into them. You can't help but just like be glad that they exist, you know? People always love to complain about Final Fantasy, but I just like it a lot. I think it's an awesome franchise. Okami says, May! Hi, Okami! What's up, Okami? What's up? Did you need my attention for something? I'm looking. Oh, hold on. Ow, ow, thank you. I'm sorry, I think Tits died. Let me look. Yeah, Tits died. I'm so sorry. Tits loves to die. I'll restart the application. About like every hour, it always dies. I'm not sure why, but I'll fix it for you. Why the Tits die? It just does. Every hour and a half, the application just stops working. It does it every time without fail. But I'll do it for you. I'll fix it. Here you go. Ow, 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 ow. Here, there's not gonna be a lot, but let me do this as well. Let me see here. There's not gonna be a lot, but I'll do this for you as well. Ow, 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 ow. It's very silly. I like the throwing stuff at me. I need to figure out how to do more of those. I need to figure out to make you guys throw more stuff at me. 1 second again. I'm sorry. Free me. I don't want to blow my nose anymore. My daughter says, Taskaru. Thank you. I'm sorry. I want it to end. I don't know why only the Sunday sermons do this to me, man. I've blown my nose like 8 times this stream. I'm sorry. I know it's nasty. Ah! Welcome into the church. Joryu Tita Luna. I hope that you were having a fantastic day. Thank you very much for being here. I accidentally just took a screenshot. But I appreciate you for being here. I hope that you are having a fantastic day. Our fish fat says, are you a priestess? Because you can exercise me. I am a priestess. I don't think I'm trained how to do exorcisms, though. We might have to figure out how to do that together somehow. But hello to the new... I just clicked take screenshot again. Stupid idiot. Welcome in. I hope that you guys are having a positively fantastic day. How are you guys? I hope that you're having a lovely Easter. And I hope that you are enjoying a lovely afternoon. Me personally, I haven't even done anything for Easter yet. I am gonna, I'm probably gonna have dinner with my family after stream, but I haven't really done anything else to celebrate Easter today, but I hope that you guys are having an absolutely wonderful day. Change the screenshot keybind. It's because, and this is my fault, I have the screenshot button right next to my stream toggles on my Steam Deck, so I should probably move that. Let's see. Joyu Jita says, that pronunciation was horrible. Thank you very much. I'm sorry. How am I supposed to pronounce it? I'm, again, very sorry I pronounced your name that bad. How am I supposed to pronounce it? I'm sorry. I always feel bad and I do that. Twitchmon says, another con done, another one to save up for. Oh my god, I feel you. I'm going to a convention in a couple weeks, just IRL with a couple of my friends, and I'm not gonna have any money to spend at it. But I only am like looking for a couple things. My pin board is complete, like all 4 of my pin boards. So I don't really have anything that I should be spending money on anymore anyway. Let's see. Sai says, I put the 4 Fiend song in the song requests, May. That, I would sound so stupid trying to sing that song because it's so fast. Let's see. Luna says, Luna's perfectly fine. The other one is intentionally awful. Okay, understand. I will just go with Luna then. I hope that you're having a fantastic day. Nonetheless, sorry for mispronouncing your name like crazy. Okami says, you heard it, chat. Throw money to May. No! Don't. I'm fine. I'm kidding. I'm being a wah-wah baby. It's okay. I don't need money to spend at cons. I am good. Don't worry. I'm fine. Let's see. Sai says the best part is he sings all 4 voices. Imagine. Actually, what are the lyrics anyway? Thank you for the 1 bit. Let me look at the 4 Lords song lyrics. 4 Lords. The song is so fast too. It would be impossible. Let me look. I can't find it off the top. I'll get there. Let's see. Scrolling up. Oriozilla says, what's a favorite book, game, or movie you'd be interested in writing a concept album about? I don't know. My favorite movie of all time is The Phantom of the Opera, but I wouldn't change anything about the music of The Phantom of the Opera. I guess writing, like, an orchestral metal EP about The Phantom of the Opera would be fun, but who the fuck would listen to that? The Phantom of the Opera is perfect as it is. I don't know, Oriozilla. I'd have to think about that. If you guys had, creative, like, the creative, what's it called? Power to create like a music or something regarding your favorite piece of media, what would you do? What would like, what kind of movie or song would you make? Also, oh my god, Ringo! I'll wait until I start seeing Raider message coming in. Let me see here. Okay, Raider messages are happening. Hello, everyone. I hope that you are all having a positively fantastic day. My name is... Oh, boy. I'm breaking my OBS. Hold on. Oh, no. I'm breaking everything. Well, doesn't matter. Hello, everybody. My name is May, as in Heavy Metal May. I am a silly little singing and screaming nun thing on the internet. I hope that you are all having a fantastic day. Today is the Sunday sermon where we are just yapping about anything and everything. So if you are here and you'd like to yap about anything you'd like, feel free, because that is what the Sunday sermons are all about. And if you can't stick around today, please do consider checking out my YouTube channel and listening to my first ever original song. It's called Deliverance, and I'd like to think that it's pretty good. I hope that you are all having an absolutely fantastic day. How was your stream, Ringo? I hope that you had an absolutely wonderful time. And thank you very much for sending your community out to me today. I hope that you are having a fantastic afternoon. What were you streaming, by the way? I don't think I saw what you were streaming today. RR Platty says, just got back from grabbing dinner until we waited out. Thanks for streaming, Ringo. I'm sorry. But I hope that you had an absolutely fun time on Ringo's stream. She's absolutely wonderful, or they're absolutely wonderful. And I'm very glad to see you here. Ringo says, Warframe! Oh, I see! It was a blast. That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm glad to see you here. Glad you had a wonderful time. Today's the Sunday sermon. We're just yapping about a lot of bullshit. Today we talked about everything from thrift shopping to candle making to movie trailers to scary movies to rage games to metal music to various bands. To anime. I went on a 10-minute long rant about Neon Genesis Evangelion. On the Sunday sermons, we just talk about whatever the hell we'd like to. So feel free to take a seat and yap with me about whatever you'd like, because I love to talk about anything here. That is what the Sunday sermons are all about. Let me see. Saya says, I forgot how many Final Fantasy songs he has. He did a Sabin rap. He did a version of the Final Fantasy program that's of the 4 main heroes singing. That's really cool. I like that he does a lot of really cool songs. Cookie wants a cookie says, I like some things. I'm sure all of us like just some things, just a couple of things. That's all right. Don't gotta worry about liking too many things. Just some things is enough. Let me see. Scrolling up here because I know I missed some messages. Warsaw Pete says, all right, got back home, gonna go to sleep. Bye, Warsaw Pete. Have a wonderful day. Glad that you had such a wonderful holiday with your family, and I always love to see you. Thanks for hanging out while you could. Let's see. Scrolling down. Let's see. Twitchmon says came in with $1,000 in cash, leaving with a literal dollar. The fact that you're able to spend that much at a convention is crazy to me. I remember back in the day when I was like 14 and 15 and I would go to cons, I would go and I would have like maybe max $70 and I would want to buy like 100 million things. Now that I'm an adult and I have my own money, I feel like I never have a lot of stuff that I want from conventions anymore. I'll go to a con and then I'll want maybe like, I don't know, 2 things, 3 things, and it's kind of sad. Where did all of my wants go? Where did all of my whimsy go? I have like adult money. I have a job. I want to buy stuff, and then now whenever I go to cons, I'm like, whatever. I guess I can get it anywhere else. It just kind of sucks. Except for artist alleys. I still love shopping at the artist alley at conventions. I don't know. Also, Ringo, I know that it is Easter. If you need to go ahead and leave church today, hang out with your family or your friends, whatever plans that you have for your holiday. Don't feel bad if you need to raid and run. I hope that you have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day, and I love you very much. Thank you for being here. I'll even give you a kiss about it. Mwah! Hold on. Mwah! There you go. I hope that you are having a fantastic day. Thank you for being here while you could. Let me see. Okami says, it went to taxes. Yeah, that's true. I'm very glad, though. I did get a tax return this year. By the way, if you're an American, tax week is like next week. Do your fucking taxes. If you haven't done your taxes, buddy, you're fucked. You gotta do your taxes like this week. Do your taxes, or the IRS are gonna come and they're gonna sniff your ass, and it's not gonna be fun for anyone involved. My daughter says, I just paid my taxes yesterday and I'm still crying. Maybe it's because I had a really hard year last year. I like lost a job. I had to withdraw from one of my IRAs. I had to work like a part-time job. I was in between jobs. I had like 5 fucking tax forms this year. So I went to a tax professional and I got everything done out of the way. I had a really hard time last year. So I went to an actual tax professional this year and I got like $1,000 back, which is awesome. It's probably from everything like with unemployment and losing a job and all that stuff. But I got a tax return this year, which is rare. So that was awesome, yay! And you know what I did with my tax return? Wink. I'm kidding. My model was only $200. Most of that $1,000 went to paying off like my debts from losing my job last year. It did help me get this though. Glitchbot said, or you could ask for a tax extension. You could. But the IRS is still gonna come and sniff your ass eventually. And no one's gonna like it. Nobody involved is gonna enjoy it. You just have to be wary that it's gonna happen. Let's see. Our Platy says, the what? Where Elzola says, I have a flamethrower for when the IRS guy comes around. That's crazy. Are you in trouble with the IRS? Why do you have a flamethrower specifically for the IRS? What crimes are you committing to where you feel like you have to own a flamethrower? I'm curious. Do tell us about your crimes. In fact, you can even tell us for whenever I do a confession booth stream this month, which I should probably put out the form for ASAP. RR Abyssinui says, greetings from the raid, working so lurk. No problem at all, my friend. Thank you very much for joining the church today, and I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for lurking, my friend. I hope that you are having a fantastic Easter. No problem at all for the lurk. Let's see here. I'm out of water, so I'm getting thirsty. Actually, give me a moment. I'm going to close my window again because it's getting hot, and Meow Meow's not sunbathing anymore. Okay. Yay, I'm done. Okay. I'm good now. I had to quickly close my window because it's getting hot as balls in the church. So I needed to I needed to take care of that before I got too terribly sweaty. Let's see. Oreozilla says, I slept with the agent's wife for starters and involved the Pikachu plush for some reason and a couple of landmines. Freak! Speaking of Pokemon plushies, actually, when I went thrift shopping yesterday, the only thing that I got from the thrift store, out of like the 4 thrift stores that we went to yesterday, was a Togepi plushie, because there was a bag in the Savers. They like to combine all of the plushies together, so that you could just buy the whole thing for like $5. And so we got, she got a Mimikyu plushie, and it was a Mimikyu plushie and a Togepi plushie, and nobody really wanted the Togepi plushie, so I was like, I guess I'm taking Togepi home, so I have a Togepi plushie now. Let's see. Okami says, May, are you ready for the Riki stream of small metal content creators? I'm a little nervous because I don't know if she'll actually show mine. I don't know if I really count as a small creator anymore, but I hope that she does see my song. That would be really cool if she saw it and she liked it. But if she doesn't feature me, I also understand, because I don't really know if I count as small anymore. But it would be nice if she saw my song, is all. Let's see. Hi, Nightmare! I know you're still here, actually. Thank you very much for the resub, though, my friend. It's always lovely to see you. I hope that you're not sick anymore. And I appreciate you for being here, Kev. My daughter says, I'm pretty sure you count as small at your height. Fuck you. How dare you? Crazy Bob Man says, greetings and salutations. Hi, Crazy Bob Man. Happy Sunday. Happy Easter. I hope that you are having a positively fantastic day. How has your holiday been going, my dear? Luna says, is it hot in the church, or is it just you? Maybe it's me. Maybe it's the absolute territory of my back. Maybe it's the absolute territory of my back that you could grill some like hot dogs on. It's a really nice back, I think. Let's see. Wow. There we go. Baba booey. Thanks, Kev. Okami says, and remember, she already knows you. That's scary. I don't know what to think about that. I don't think that I'm cool enough for any of like the big metal creators, so it's scary to think that any of them know me. It's scary enough that Okami knows me, because Okami is a much more talented metal vocalist than I am. My screams are not up to snuff yet. But Okami is a treasured friend, so I can deal with it. Let's see. Crazy Bob Man says, I just got off of work. Yay! Well, I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day at work, and I hope that you get to enjoy the rest of your holiday today, my friend. Luna says, God damn, I know, my back is absolute territory. I'm a big fan of the nun back. Huge fan of the nun back. Okami says, I'm smaller than you. It's not closer to you. Yeah, but I still think that you're more talented than me. Okami says, you're super talented, even more than me. No! That's okay, because that just means that we love each other so much. And we think and we see the best in each other. And that's a great thing to have in friends. Yay! Because I think that my friends are super talented and wonderful and amazing. And I love them all so much. Let's see. Also, welcome to the church, Dead End Gaming 08. I hope that you're having an absolutely wonderful Easter holiday. Thank you for joining the church today, and I hope that you are very well. You're very well. I hope that you are doing very well, but I hope that you are well as well. I just kind of stumbled over my little words a little bit. Kev says, talented? I think everyone has the capacity to be talented in their own way, whether it's like singing or drawing or even just like being a little bit like charismatic, like talking with people. I think that that's a wonderful thing. I think that everyone is talented in some way. You just have to figure out in which way that you are talented. For some people, they're very talented at making friends, and for others, they're very talented at something tactical, like they're really good at math. They can do their friends' taxes. There's some people that are really talented with like cleaning. Like my stepmom is one of like, she can clean just about anything and have it be spotless. I can't fucking do that. I suck at cleaning. I feel like everything's always a little dirty after I clean it. Let's see. Okami says, also, I asked Riki to see your song in Rapunzel too. Yay! Yay! More love for Dad Bod Rapunzel as well. He's absolutely wonderful. My daughter says, I wish I was better at making friends, but I do love my friends. Honestly, any skill in this world, even if it's something like friend making, is something that you can improve on. There are, let's see, we're probably all in like our 20s here. On average, the human being lives to around 70 to 80 years. So that means you still have 60 years to get better at any skill that you want. And that's a beautiful thing. So no matter what it is, whether you want to be more skilled at making friends or singing or drawing or anything like that, chances are you still have 50 or 60 years to continue learning whatever it is that you want to do. So just know that I believe in you, and you can do anything that you set your mind to. Yay! Let's see. Luna says, I have 100 things to say about your bag, but most of them are inappropriate, so I'll only say that it looks like a Greek goddess statue. Hey, I'll take it. I want to get, like, actual proper nun back art. Because it was only when I got the model that I was able to start showing off the nun back. But I'll get some someday. I also very much like the nun bag. Dead End Gaming says, yes, I am, and I'm asking people how I can get some more subscribers on my YouTube and on Twitch. I don't know what to do. I try to stream on Twitch, and only 4 people see my stream, but it turns out they're bots, so what should I do? It's really, really, really hard. I truly think that you have to get kind of lucky with the algorithm. I got super lucky myself. With getting, like, my first few followers. I don't know how it works, but just keep trying. Keep doing your best to be as fun as possible, and engaging as possible, and hopefully you can get there, my friend. Also, hello, Zaf! Hello, friends! Hello, my second pair of raiders today. I hope that you are all having an absolutely fantastic day. It's wonderful to see you all. I hope that you are doing well. How are you today, my friends? How is it going? And lovely to see you, Zaf. How was your stream? What were you streaming? What were you up to? I love seeing you, my friend. Hello! How is everyone? How are you? Happy Easter to everyone, by the way. I hope that you are all doing wonderful. Oreo says, being so cute and wholesome is the perfect example of what we metalheads actually are. This is what normies think we are. Exactly! We should all be about, like, peace and love and supporting other people. Just because we like to listen to someone going, rah, doesn't make us any less of people. We're wonderful. And I think that everyone here is wonderful. Let's see. Luna says, is the nun bag related to the nunchuck? I'd prefer it if you didn't grab me and sling me around like a weapon, thank you. Let's see. Gamer Green says, he was horsing around. Like, on Uma Musume? Were you Uma Musume over there? Zaf says, it was going good. I was told to finally try horse girl racing. Oh, so you were playing Uma Musume. Kimi no ai da ga, so kyun, hashiri dashi. Hoo-hoo! I love Uma Musume. I'm not fucking with you. I fucking love Uma Musume. I am pulling gacha for those horses all the time. I love Uma Musume. I am not fucking around about these horses. My favorite horses are Symboli Rudolph, and Orfever. And I also really like training. Hold on, let me look at my Uma Musumes. Smart Falcon is really fun. I also really love TM Opera O. Running rounds with TM Opera O is always really good for me. I feel like I tend to have the best runs with Maru Zensky and Kita-san Black as well. The horses, I should probably pull for more cards, more support cards. That would make me actually better at the game. But that's neither here nor there. I hope that you were all having an absolutely wonderful time playing Uma Musume together. And also, happy Easter to everyone. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful Easter holiday, and I hope that it is going very well. Let's see. Sorry about that. Oreozilla says, fun fact, Corpse Grinder is a very wholesome guy. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! That's wonderful. Sai says, in that case, if you have a strap-on, we can use you as a tonfa? I guess, but I wouldn't like it if you did that. Please don't treat me like a weapon in the Yakuza games. Actually, I lied. Please mod my model into a video game and use me as a weapon, because I think that would be so fucking funny. That sounds awesome. Aoli says, we forced the Zafiri to play the Hans game. Kimi no ai da ga. That's awesome. I like horse game. Ritz says, may horse girl model when? No, that's not a horse noise. I can't. Zaf says, I was told that Rice is best girl. Rice Shower is lovely. I do like Rice Shower quite a lot. She's a wonderful horse. Good fucking horse. Truckin says, hello. Hi, Truckin. Hello, Fresty. Sorry. Hello, bestie. How are you today? I hope that you are having a positively fantastic day, Truckin. It's always good to see you, friend. Let's see. Dead End Gaming says, hey, I'm going to make a video on it after this week and my birthday, and I'll be allowed to gamble after it. Yippee! Enjoy gambling while you can, friend. Luna says, I like watching people playing it, but I don't really enjoy playing it myself. And that's fair. Uma Musume runs do take quite a while to get properly into. But they're still fun. I like playing Uma Musume. I do enjoy the new scenario quite a lot. Alan says, anyways, I'm here finally. Hi, Alan! How are you today? I hope that you're having a fantastic day so far. Let's see. Sai says, I get an RPG that launches May-designed raccoons. Yay! M Gamer says, May, I don't think people would mod you into a game to be used as a weapon. Do you think people would, like, mod me into games to beat me up instead? Don't do that. I want to beat people up. Don't beat me up. Please. I'm just a little lady. Come on. Look how small I am. You'd really be mean to me? Ow, ow, ow. Hey, come on. You'd really be mean to me when I'm this small? I'm literally a microorganism over here. Okay, to be fair, throwing me at this far away is pretty funny. Here, you can do it again. Go ahead. More accurate side. The way my legs just ragdoll is so fucking funny. I really like it. Sai says, actually, man, once I beat Jade Cocoon, I'm starting a game where you can use other people as weapons. That sounds awesome. I would love that. Sai says, I don't think that's the kind of pounding you'd be getting. Oh, I get what you mean now. Oopsie. Sai says, want a leak bay? Yeah, I can take a look at it. M Gamer says, grabs a jar. No! No! Oh my god. Banger! Oh, I didn't mean to T-pose, my bad. Oopsie! Alright, let me zoom back in here. I'm just trying to fix my angle. Well, that's fine. There we go. Yay! Back to normal. Alright. Let me take a look here, my friends. AO says, that's what they all say. I still haven't gotten used to Naruto. I've only been using this thing like once a week for 2 weeks. I'm not used to it yet. I'm usually Life 2D. And then at that point, I don't have to worry about it. Sai says, and in case you're wondering, it's an actual equip you can steal from that zombie. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Sai says, also, you can get a rare gold one. I see. Also, Zaf, if you need to raid and run, I understand that it's Easter. You probably have plans with your family or your friends. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. If you need to head out, I do not blame you at all, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. If you want to lurk and hang out as well, that's totally fine. Do feel free to tell me how you felt about your first time playing Uma Musume, because I like Uma Musume. I think it's a lot of fun. Have you ever heard, oh my god, I can't think of the song right now. Torisen Ondo? I really like Torisen Ondo. A really catchy, like, Japanese festival-themed song. Really fun song. I really like that song. I don't know the lyrics yet. I'm not Japanese. Takes me a lot of effort to learn Japanese songs, so I haven't learned that one yet. But, banger of a song. It probably won't be in global for another year or so, but it's a banger of a song. Let's see. Alan says, as for my opinion on the movie, it was pretty good, though mine had a delayed start, so it took me a bit longer. Ah, I see. Well, I hope that you had an absolutely fun weekend. Regardless, had a very fun time watching the movie. Also, I hope that you enjoyed Super Mario Galaxy. I've been hearing some kind of mixed things about it. Some people who have seen it really enjoyed it. Some people who have seen it act like they would take off all of their skin as a consequence of seeing the movie. So I don't really know what the average human being person thought about the movie is. But I hope that you had a nice time watching the Super Mario Galaxy, aka You Are Mr. Gay movie. Let's see. M Gamer says, I thought Super Mario Galaxy was pretty good. That's good. I hope that you had a lovely time at the movies. Oreozilla says, watch out for Freddy Fazbear. He's gonna start throwing it back. or. Let's see. Ugh. Sorry, I'm trying so hard to keep it together with my nose, but it's really hard today. I don't know why. It shouldn't be this bad. I'm getting kind of scared that maybe I'm catching whatever Church IT Tech had, because I did feel kind of off when I woke up today. I'm scared. Nuke says, I'm back for my fave non. Oh my god, me? Welcome back, Nuke. I hope that you were having a fantastic day. How are you, friend? I hope that you're doing well. Brainrock says, I pray that you don't get sick. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be pumping myself full of vitamins as soon as I end stream today. I'm very scared and I do not want to get sick. I would hate that. Ugh. Let's see. Oh yeah, Isa. Oh yeah, Isa. Na 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 na. Banger. Positive banger. Let me see here. Let me see. I am taking a quick look to see. Who is streaming today. I think what I'm gonna do is raid you guys out to someone else who is just doing a just chatting today. I think maybe I'll raid you guys out to my friend Jake. I'm not ending quite yet, but I do have to see my family for Easter dinner today. So I do kind of have to end stream somewhat on time today. So we have a couple of minutes still, but I do need to end stream on time today. So it'll be about 6 more minutes, and then I'll have to start wrapping up for the day. My dad says, Riki streaming. Oh, I see. Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared. Sai says, do you want to see a link for that game real quick? Yeah, just send it in the Discord server. And I will look at it when I have time. Oh, I'm scared. Okay. Alan said, by proxy, the same thing as for games is what I live by. Ooh, I see. Now that I know that Riki's streaming, I'm getting scared again. I don't know if she'll actually look at mine, but I'm still scared either way. Okay. Before I have to head off for the day so that I can see my family for Easter, what else do you guys have planned for today? Are you guys planning on doing anything else fun today? Are you guys going to be playing games by yourself? You guys going to be playing games by yourself? Going to be going to dinner with your family? Even just cooking yourself a nice dinner? What do you guys have planned for the rest of your evening? I am Ban says, food? Yeah, but what kind of food? I think you guys should treat yourself. I think you guys should have something nice. Even if you're spending a holiday by yourself, you can at least make it feel a little bit special by getting yourself a nice little meal. Truckin says, more relaxing. Oh, yeah. How's your leg doing, Truckin? Yeah, Truckin just finished an absolute beast of that tattoo. He had, I think his latest tattoo was literally behind his knee, which would be Kill Myself City. How did it go, friend? I hope that your tattoo heals up all right. And Gamer says, I'll just be relaxing now. I think Sarah's doing a movie night. That sounds wonderful. I hope you have a great time at Sarah's movie night. My dad says, I did make myself a nice dinner, some Italian pasta and chicken, but prepared it's like Asian fried rice, and it worked really well somehow. I see. That sounds really good, actually. That sounds pretty freaking swapping. I would like some of that as well. Could you make me some? Can you give me some extra? I'll take some in the mail. Let's see. Brainrot says, I'm just going to chill. Might get some McDonald's for dinner. I had McDonald's for lunch today, and it kind of gave me a tummy ache, but that might be because I was going crazy on the dipping sauces, because I was really trying to figure out what the hell the demon sauce tasted like. So maybe that's why my tummy hurt. I don't know. But I know it's a meme where it's like every VTuber tummy will hurt, and then they'll cancel stream. So even though my tummy hurt today, I stuck it out. I still streamed. Are you proud of me? Give me a head pat. Now. I'm waiting. Kroga says, I'm feeling good. No issues. I'm honestly gonna miss going there. That's okay. Oh, thank you. Yay. Head pats. Yay. Yay. Then that just means that you have to have another tattoo idea. So how about you already have Kingdom Hearts tattoos? What's something else you really like? Got any Final Fantasy tattoos, Strucken? Maybe start preparing a Final Fantasy tattoo. Or what else? We'll have to figure something out. But that just means you got to figure out another set of tattoos. Trunken says, my left arm sleeve will be as many keyblades as I can fit. There you go! Then that will be your next tattoo plan, is to get as many keyblades as you can get on your body. And I think that's pretty sick. I would also like to have a weapon arm someday. I'm getting a tattoo in May, which is next month already, I guess. I have a tattoo scheduled in May to get a tattoo of my cat, so that'll be fun. Let's see. Truckin says, I was thinking of grabbing one character from a Final Fantasy game to put on my other leg. Ooh. We still have to finish, Endwalker. I think you'll really be into Crystal Mommy's design once you finally see her. I think you'll like that. But we'll get there in time. Let me scroll up to see what everyone else said. Alan says, and it's a good thing because I came when I did, because if I didn't, I would have lost the streak. Ooh, fair. Well, thanks for coming in while you could, Alan. M Gamer says, oh yeah, family loved the new shirt, by the way. Yay! I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad that you like the shirt as well. Feel free to continue to spread the May agenda by wearing your merchandise that you won for free. Nuke says, I love it how no one finds it weird that I'm going to be drinking straight malt vinegar. I mean, I don't like malt vinegar like that, but if that's you, buddy, I'm glad that you have something you love that much, my friend. Let's see. Brainrot says, more churchgoers! Yes! Brainrot says, I still need to plan my first tattoo. Maybe you should get something with your cool ass dad. Get like a bunch of metal band inspired tattoos with your dad. That might be cool. I have a couple of music-themed tattoos, a couple of anime-themed tattoos, and now I'm about to get, like, my first personal tattoo, I guess, in the form of getting a tattoo of my cat. So, the world is truly your oyster, Brainrot. I'd love to see what you develop with your first tattoo idea. Brainrot says, that was actually one of the ideas. Yeah! That sounds awesome, and you should definitely do it. Dragon says, I did also pick up a leaf blower to make it easier to clean out my trailer instead of just a broom. Ooh, nice. Enjoy your leaf blower. Enjoy joining the electronic age. Oh, hi, Bofa. How are you today, my friend? I hope that you are having an absolutely fantastic Easter. All right, my friend. Alan says, all right, I'm going to hop off the stream. I look forward to seeing the next stream. Bye, Alan. Thank you for hanging out while you could. Speaking of which, it is 4:30. I do have to end on time today because I have to see my family for Easter dinner. But I will raid you guys out to one of my friends who is also doing just chatting today. So, my dear friends, before I let you guys go entirely, as you know, I have a silly little Discord server. If you enjoyed the vibe in the church today, do feel free to join the Discord server. I do my best to be as talkative there as possible. If you enjoyed hanging out with me today and you would like to see me singing, here is my first ever original song. It's called Deliverance. Please, please, please consider checking out my first original song. I would really love it if as many people as possible saw it. I worked very hard on it, so please do consider checking out my first song. RR says, here's this before you go, since mentioned. Huh? What's that? Is that Freddy Fazbear? Ah! I'm scared. Also, Truckin just copy pasted the Nun Raid message. Please do feel free to copy paste that when I send you over to Jake. I also do have covers on my YouTube channel. Brainrot just sent those over. You can go check out my YouTube channel for other things other than my original song. I have a merch store on Fourth Wall that I also do regular giveaways for entirely for free on your end. I pay for them entirely out of my own pocket. I haven't been able to do any for this week because I don't get paid for another week and I have to save my money until I get paid. But as soon as I have money again, I will continue doing giveaways. I also do them randomly, so feel free to come back and hang out on stream. I stream 4 nights a week. There's plenty of opportunities for you to win free stuff out of me in those times, and also plenty of time for you to gaff and goob with your silly little nun thing. I'm also an official partner of AdvancedGG. You can use the code PRAY for 10% off of anything on the AdvancedGG website, and it would help me out. There's also a really cool waifu cup that is May that I'm very excited about. So if you order a waifu cup, be sure to use the code PRAY for 10% off of that cup. I also have a throne, but never feel pressured to do anything monetary for me. It simply means enough to me that you all hang out with me, because I'm just very glad that you are all here. Thank you all very much for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me on this wonderful Easter Sunday. I hope and pray that you all have a positively wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys again soon. I will send you off to Jake Dayseeker. He's one of my closest pals. He is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful streamer. He is also a metal vocalist. He's really great. He's awesome. He's doing a just chatting stream where you could just gaff and goob and yap with this silly little bun boy. And I will see you guys again on Tuesday. I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, or Saturdays, and always Sundays. I'll see you guys again ASAP. When you get to Jake's chat, make sure to tell him that I sent you via the Nun Raid message, and I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye! See you later! I love you all, and thank you for hanging out with me, and I hope that you have a wonderful Sunday, and I love you all so much, and bye!